All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Hey, it's Troy Malice. How's it going, Troy? So, we are getting started for the night. It's the nighttime stream. We're a little bit late, about 30, 40 minutes late. Sorry about that. We are. I was hanging out with Kara. She was up late. This was her last day off. So, she's going back to work now, so we might be a little more regular with the streams. So, we're going to say Final Fantasy Restock. Gem 2 is extremely... No, let's say Gem 2 is exploding. And then let's also say Hot Breaks, live card shop. All right, we're hitting save on that. Good. Okay. Oh, looks like Alex is already pinged. Good. I'm going to leave this link here. So it's Tuesday going into Wednesday. It was Wednesday morning. Very nice. All right. Closing all that. I had kimchi today. Yes, I've been eating very healthy lately. And one of the things I've realized is I can have kimchi with my chicken and rice. It's a huge improvement. Sometimes I have a big green olive with my chicken and rice. But kimchi gives a different flavor, so it's nice. It breaks up the monotony. We had Troy, Aovic, Alex, Adam Pashuas, Luffy, Lurkin Larry 6, James Beam, James Trimble. Hey, how's it going, guys? Fermented cabbage, yummy. Yes, I had that crab legs. I bought a whole bunch of crab legs on like Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember which day it was. But I went to a really nice grocery store we have out here. It's a Missouri family-owned grocery store called Dierbergs. The Dierbergs family. They had a big chunk of land out in Herman, Missouri. It's like a little German town. It's so cool. Anyways, the Dierbergs family grocery store. They have a big store out here in Lake of the Ozarks. Always so nice shopping in that store. I love that store. And they had snow crab legs on sale. I guess it's probably like lower quality snow crab legs. They're just like the cheap ones. And they had these big, they were like 2-pound bags of them. They were just like $20. I was like, oh my God. So that was a 4th of July sale. So I bought like 3 of those. Back in the day, $20 for one component of your meal would have been considered expensive. Now that's cheap. That's actually pretty cheap. $20, when you think about the price of food now, $20 is like steak. I mean, it's just like the price of steak. So, steak or crab legs. So I got a bunch of crab legs. And, they're all in my freezer. I just had my second round of them. I'm not going to have much left, though. Let's talk about Gem 2. So, I was shopping for Gem 2 live during the daytime stream. I came back before we went live for the nighttime stream, and guess what? It had all jumped. It's like they got a memo that Gem 2 is going up in price. So, somebody is buying out Gem 2 right now. Our price is very heavy now. Our price is very, very heavy for Gem 2. Our Gem 2s are $7 a pack. What is the purpose of that? I'm not trying to sell Gem 2. That is a hold. I wasn't even supposed to open up the case that's open right now. That is actually meant to be part of a backstock. So the current case, we dipped into my backstock that I wasn't supposed to touch. So we've got fresh 2 cases on the way now, and I'm lower on money, that's for sure. And I paid so much for that case, it was shocking. Because I bought it after dinner, and the prices had exploded. So, you don't always get to see that in real time. You don't get to see the price change occur, but it occurs. And I got to see it today. It was several very serious sellers had increased. The guy I bought from increased his price by over $200 by dinner time. By the late night stream, I should say. So over $200 added to the price of the case. And it said that he had sold a whole bunch of them in that time period. So yeah, Gem 2 is on fire. You will soon not be able to buy it, I'm sure, at a reasonable price, because now that it's looking crazy, it's just going to get more crazy. That's kind of how it works with Pokemon. Also, I need to get Gem 1. How do we get a Gem 1 case? Wow, Gem 1's expensive. Why is Gem 1 so expensive? Gem 1 had the Captain Pikachu in it, but I wouldn't expect it to be this pricey. Anyway, so yes, now you know Gem 2s are going crazy. And our price is high. It's admittedly high because I'm really not trying to sell it. I really would like to just hold some of it. I'm not trying to sell through. It's a highly speculative item right now. Let me look at this again. Recovery phone was changed. The recovery phone for your account was changed. Let me look at this. Okay. There we go. I updated my recovery phone for Google. Just wanted to make sure I wrote my own number in right. All right. So there you have it. Time to just buy the EV straight up. It might be time to just buy the EV straight up. Gem 2, we're just trying not to sell very much of it. That is the truth. It is a speculative set now. When did Gem 2 release? It released this year, right? Yeah, so they might reprint it. And if they reprint it and prices go down, we will, of course, follow the market down, okay? I promise it will get cheaper if they are reprinting it. I promise. We'll follow the market down. As of right now, it's a highly, highly speculative thing. All right, cool. That's my opening conversation. I'd like an opening monologue with you guys. Or you can buy it for me using my credit. Oh, you want me to start spending your credit on eBay? I've made a kimchi ranch a few times for chicken wings. Was actually tasty. You should name one of your rays Takashi. Janice says, evening. I made it. Rats. Holy moly. Gem 2. Law, welp, no more for me. For a case, not a box. Good thing I don't like Chinese cards. Somebody likes them. It could be Chinese people, by the way. China's huge. They got a lot of people. If they really get into Pokemon card buying and holding, it could change the whole market for a very long time. It could be a permanent change to the value of your Pokemon cards. And that was something I knew about when Pokemon first announced that it was going to start printing and pushing Chinese language Pokemon cards. It's a very big deal. And I was hoping something like that would happen. And so, yeah, I was hodling my cards and all. Cards today are at a price that is unbelievable. When I look at some of the cards that I would like to buy, I go, I can't even buy these. If I can't buy them, who's buying these? Really, probably very rich guys. We're seeing record prices week over week over week. Record prices on sold Pokemon cards, like really high-end PSA 10s. And I got my app open right here. I'm going to go look for a PSA 10. Let's see if I can find something I like. Let's see. Oh, running low on battery. That being said, I don't even know if now's the time to sell. How about Expedition? I like Expedition. Let's see if we can find a Tyranitar Expedition. He's one of my favorite cards in the hobby. All right, so check this out. Tyranitar from Expedition. He's one of my favorite cards. This one's not even in the US. It's in the UK. Here, let me zoom in. There we go. Cheapest one is now 8.1 thousand? 8.1 thousand. That's crazy. And then after that, it goes up to a comfortable 10,000. What? I'm not spending 10,000 on that. That's crazy. How about the Versus Collection Umbreon? That's a cool one. I thought to myself the other day, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have sold those all. Let's take a quick look at that one. The cheapest Versus Collection Umbreon is now 6,500. What? That's crazy. 6,500? Wow. I think it's time for us to accept the possibility that Mister might be a vampire. I might be a vampire. I might be an out-of-shape guy in basketball shorts opening Pokemon cards for you. No, what I am is a Pokemon card guy, and I'm here to help you enjoy your night. We can talk about Pokemon. You don't have to spend a dime. We do giveaways, and we just hang out. It's pretty chill. And for those of you who are buyers, I hope to make your collection better. If you have a lucky night, you're looking to get lucky, okay? So here's Final Fantasy. This is thousands of dollars. This is thousands of dollars. When did everything get so dang expensive? So anyways, I have an opening monologue. Here's a nice little Victini. Lovely. All right. And here's a nice little Victini. All right. How nice. Okay. How's that Victini doing, actually? Let's see how Victini's doing. Victini 288. There's a PSA 10 of the Victini, but they want a lot of money for it. All right. Okay. Cool. Keeping an eye on that Victini a little bit. How's it hanging low? I think it's time for us to accept the possibility. If they weren't exclusive ARs, it wouldn't be that popular. Yes, they are Chinese exclusives. Very cool. So I'm going to have a sip of my drink, and then we're going to get started. Ooh. So Jack Woodworth for Gem 2, 2 packs. 2 packs of Gem 2. Just before the end of the Gem 2s. Here we are. Tossing that. Let's pull a sealed one out. Oh. Scooby-Doo. Maybe I should host a box break on this at this point. The Gem 2s. You know, we don't have a box break currently. Some people are just night owls by nature. It's a part of the job. You know, if I did this for free, like if I didn't make any money, I probably would not host this late at night. So if you guys appreciate me being here, remember I do it because, you know, this is how I earn a living. It's part of, it's a service I do. Entertainment, conversation, keep you company, keep you from boredom, and also open you pokies. Do it for like 4 boxes. 4 boxes? Well, our typical buy-in is $40, right? And we're selling at $100. Excuse me. Is that right? Let me double check that. 105. That would work actually. Yeah. Let me see. It would be 105 times 4 divided by 40. Oh no, it'd be 10.5. I'm sorry, that's off actually. So instead of doing it for 4, what if we did it for 2? Let's do it for 2 boxes. So this is now the new box break. It's 2 boxes of Gem. Gem 2. Okay. We'll do 41 and 5 for 2 boxes. Okay, guys? All right. Ooh, I gotta move this. This can't be here. All right. Good. I like being up when everyone else is asleep. It's calming for me for some reason. Nice and quiet. True, it's very quiet. Too quiet. Let's turn this down a little bit. We have been on a Plants vs. Zombies roll for a while. We've been listening to a lot of Plants vs. Zombies. There we go. I guess a lot of people are asleep at night. Are asleep tonight. It is a Tuesday. Tuesday nights are not known to be very fast. They're known to be a slow night. Faster nights include the Wednesday, Thursday night, and the Thursday, Friday night, and the Friday, Saturday night. So that's the later half of the week. And by then, people are typically picking up paychecks, and so the stream tends to pick up a little bit. All right, so that's for our friend Jack. Jack, nothing crazy. Oh, wait, we opened this for him. Didn't we? Oh, phooey, we already opened these. He can have them. Here you go, Jack. We opened them. I remember now. Oh, I'm surprised nobody else caught that, but I remember. Oh well. All right. If it had been an AR, it would have been my AR. So now we've got click Jose Redondo, 2 energy shuffles, the ever popular Pokey shuffles. Oh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. 2 cold ones. There you have it. 2 cold ones. Ton Nguyen, 2 boxes of Japanese OP12 and just the hits. Yes, sir. I'm trying to get a hold of those PRB2s. There it is. The guy who I'm buying from warned me that he did not get allocated for them and that he has to pay the local retail price for them. So, okay, I said, all right, that's too bad. So I asked the next guy and he says, yeah, so here's my price. I looked at his price. His price was even higher than the other guys. I was like, oh my God. So I don't know if PRB2 is super popular or what, but that set appears to be harder to acquire for some reason. PRB2s. I'm going to buy more Gem 2s when I get paid, and if you ever get more Gem 1s, I'm going to buy that too. You like the Gem 1s? Yeah, we should focus on trying to get the Gem 1s back in stock, because they were kind of fun to open too. And we have to be prepared for the Gengar Pikachu to come out. Gengar Pikachu. There we go. Here we are. All right. Here we are. I think I have 5 cases of Gem 2, and they've all doubled in price since I originally acquired them. They've gone up about 100% in value. So Gem 2 was an obvious play. My biggest mistake is I didn't get more of it. I should have got more of it when we realized how cool it was. So this is an SR. He looks like he's flipping you off almost. No, that's his 2 fingers. He's like snapping his fingers here, isn't he? All right, Captain Pikachu. What's the chase on Gem 1? Yes, Captain Pikachu. He's right, Captain Pikachu. Okay, so these SRs are lovely. Mr. Ton Nguyen, how are you? You are? All right. I think my Captain Pikachu is still at Mister's. Would I want a Captain Pikachu? The Chinese exclusives have been kind of a big deal. All right. All right. Okay. All right. You get this Dawn card. Boop. Along with the bajillion of your cards. Boop. All right. Cool. Here's a SR. Is it called SR? Yeah, it's called SR. Good. Wow, Boobs McGee in this one, huh? Look at her. Jesus Christ, dude. Skin tight suit? Check. Huge boobs? Check. Giant cleavage shirt? Check. Arching her back? Check. That looks like Luffy's hat. Now that's his, that's Shanks, right? And that's his brother or something like that? There you are. It's not his brother, though. It's like a guy he grew up with. Is that right? And there we have it. All right. That was pack number 1. Box number 1. Thank you, Mr. Ton Nguyen. These OP12s have been a very good price. $3 per pack, I think, right? That's lower than usual. Lower than usual. Looked up to him. Promo Mew? What about Promo Mew? All right, snipping this. Good. What set is that, Tammy? Oops. All right. Very good. All right. So, box number 2. Donating the hollows. Here's a Luffy SR. Luffy's looking pretty hardcore here. We just listed for 50K. Yeah, right. It's just an okay Mew. It's not the most crazy thing I've ever seen. It's just an okay Mew. There we go. They just announced a 10,000 print Goldeen. Yeah, it's a Goldeen with the print of 10,000. And all I can think is like, yeah, there's going to be way too many of these types. I'll stick with the best looking cards. That's very important. Good looking cards. Here we are. Ooh. Why so expensive though? Jesus, 12,000. I don't know. Some kind of numbered card. Gold. Dawn card again. The Admiral. I like the Plants vs. Zombies music we're playing. So nice. Such a good break from the Nintendo music. And I used to play a lot of Plants vs. Zombies. I played both games. I'm sad they didn't make a Plants vs. Zombies 3. They should have done that. Maybe they think it's not worth their time or money or something. But man, I missed that brand. That was a fun brand. Here we are. Ooh. Good. And there we have it. All right, very nice. There are only 5,000 copies, 1,500 copies of that card. That's actually a lot. You know, people are like freaking out and spending insane amounts of money on it. But I think mostly it's because it's like a new thing. And now it's got like this price history of being very high. But I mean, look at this guy. He's rare. Look at this guy. He's super rare. Even this guy's really rare. These are all lower pop than 1,500. I mean, this is probably less than 100. This is pop 4. This is probably like pop 6 or 7 by now. So these are way more rare than that Mew. So I don't know. But I think people really get attached to like ideas like, hey, this Mew's just coming out. They're printing limited print Mews now. Well, yeah, every card's limited print. Every card is a limited print card. Pokemon doesn't print any single card forever. It just rarely reveals how many it printed. So here you go. You got 2 very nice looking alt arts. Beautiful. Need to complete 15 activities at a minimum of 3 tournament versus venues by December. Oh, that's cool then. Okay. That makes a little more sense of it because that means it's more like a tournament card in that case. Wait, 1,500 of them and their tournament cards? Quick! All right, that's it. I'm going to go buy one. Here we are. Very good. You might like the Dead Ops arcade music from Call of Duty. Dead Ops. Excuse me. So, for the breaks, we need one person in this Chansey coin. One person and Chansey coin goes off. We are just needing one person. We now need 5 people for the new Gem 2 break. That's the new Gem 2 break. 41 and 5. We need 5 whole people for that. And then you get 2 boxes of it. How neat. Remember, if you miss, you get nothing but a common. Pretty painful, fast way to lose $40, okay? So don't think of it as easy money. It's just a way to have some fun. This is a RNG product kind of Pokemon store. Here's Beatrice. Can I get in the new Gem 2 box battle? Yes. Beatrice, how are you? Okay. Good. And, I believe I gave that bag to 6, the box break box. So let's grab this. I am out of these little green baggies. I need to get more. Good. Good. Aloha, Mr. I'm good. Thank you. I love the breaks. Nice. box battle. Okay, good. That's done. That was the PayPal queue. Let's see what's going on in some of the other queues real fast. Cash App queue is empty, and ZELLE order is empty. So now we're jumping back over to PayPal. We have an order from Miss Six, the Chansey Coin Break. So Six says, I can't stand looking at the Chansey Coin Break sitting there all day. Let's get it done. Here goes, Six. Good luck to all you guys. All right. Wish I snagged the rooftop Mew. Too many Pokies, never enough dollars. Exactly. There's like a finite amount of money and like an infinite amount of things to spend it on. That's the study of economics. You have a finite amount of money and everything to spend it on. Yes. Okay. So Six, Javier, Joey. Very curious to see who walks away with this beautiful Chansey coin. It's a very cool coin. We sold one of these yesterday. Now we're selling the other one today. We have 5 of those. I like how you call them green baggies. Green meanies. All right. Today we should work on updating the table with new pictures. We got all those Topps cards to price. I'm here to price up my Topps cards. Topps don't sell as fast as other sets, but they totally do sell. But we got some really rare, expensive ones. All right, give me a number. Anyone see the video with Rattle talking about robo skills? Your thoughts, Mister? No clue. I didn't see that one. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 4 of these. I did watch some content between dinner about the whole Pam Bondi, Donald Trump, Epstein, there is no client list. People are pretty upset about that. We are. So we talked about that in the lunchtime stream, though, the daytime stream. All right, give me a number. Check out the Expedition 33 soundtrack. I don't know. Maybe I will. Brandon says 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, here goes. Good luck, Javier. Sorry, Javier. No luck for Javier. 6. No luck this time. 6. So it can only be Joey 1, Joey twice, Joey 3 times. Joey Albrecht bought 3 spots in there. There it is. All right, so that's going to be Joey Albrecht's. That'd have been pretty rough on Joey if he didn't pull it, because he bought 3 of the spots. That's more than half. That's more than a coin toss. But it was possible for him to get sniped by 6. 6 would have had it for 40, or Mr. Javier, who also would have had it for 40. That's it. The Chansey coin is gone. Thank you, everyone. Expedition 33 OST is great. Here we are. I didn't play the game, so I don't have any sort of like emotional attachment to the music. There we go. And I did hear a little bit of the music when I played like the first chapter of the game, so I recognized it, but it was too French or something. I was like, oh my god, this is way too French. All right, very nice. Oui. Just started playing Expedition. It's pretty fun. Karis and I have been playing that Elden Ring Night Rain together. I like the challenge. I wrote 6 on this like a crazy guy. He goes, 6, I guess you've pulled so many hits that I am just used to writing your name down at this point. Joey Albrecht. Okay. No, it's because I looked at the computer. That's what happened. I've got a automatic muscle for that. My brain looks at the computer to see what to write down. Joseph Albrecht. Muscle memory. Good. Gotta get the Gestrels track. Timmy, no breaks. That game is depressing. Yeah, that game is depressing, bro. 2 coins gone in 2 days. The Chansey coins. Now, I've got pristine Chansey coins. I got one of those for sale. Here's this Mew. This guy's been moving along. This guy's getting close to the end, the Mew. He's churning. Here's a nice Mr. Mime vending series. If you had bought this Mr. Mime from me back when I first got him, you'd have got this Mr. Mime for like $300 almost. He has done nothing but rise in value over time. He's gone up a lot. And so it's kind of too bad if you were thinking about buying him and you didn't, because that would have meant that you missed out on it. Here's a nice Slowpoke. Is he still 240? Even this Slowpoke scares me, man. Everything's crazy. And we don't know what happens next. Does it just get more crazy? Maybe. Okay. His price did go up slightly, but we're going to leave it where it's at because it's not as big of a price change. Okay, very nice. Gustavus, best boy. Gustavus, a little brat. Nani? Yeah, I don't get it. Lol. So, mister, you were doing this before it was called Rippin' Ships. Yeah. Yep. We started 6 years ago, and we had no competition, and we were just getting started, and it was a really interesting thing. All right, let's see what we got over here. We got this Starmie. That was $300, population 3, in January. I'm going to guess there's none of those for sale now. Oh, that's not bad at all. The chrome one for $190, but that, look at that. That's pop 39. Big difference between 3 and 39. I'm going to bet that the population on this particular card hasn't changed much over time. Let's see. Oh, it's population 5 now. So, okay, population has moved up slightly from 3 to 5. And let's see if we can find one for sale. You left potential grading card just out and naked? What? My girlfriend destroyed my 2 fast stacks of Pokies I had out when I was getting together for getting graded. Ugh. That sucks. Must be old. I'm feeling old. I was 30 years old when I started. Now I'm 36. 36 years old. Time flies, guys. Time flies when you're ripping Pokies. I really did. I would say I gave up 6 years of my life to do this because I've done nothing but this. Nothing in life has happened to me except for this. So almost like being in jail, but a very nice jail, a jail that you don't mind being in. Here we are. So this exact card is in fact for sale for $300. So that price is the same as the one we see from the past. Let's grab this. Honestly, it's probably a pretty good price for a Pop 5 card. Okay. They were put away with my collection, accused me of cheating, which was total cap. Thought y'all would get a laugh out of that. Did you actually cheat? You really didn't cheat? Here we are. Grab this. Did you cheat in some other way? Were you like talking to girls? Here we are. Very nice. Very nice. Not at all. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so that is back up. Double Starmies here. One for cheap, one for expensive. You could probably pick them both up and have a pair of Starmies. Rare chance to have them both. Oh no, destruction with misguided hostility. I don't think that's funny at all, man. That sucks. When she flipped her lid. All right, we have an order from Sung In-jong, and he says, Korean Lost Abyss, I need the Giratina. I didn't happen to bring in a spare box of that, did I? That would have been so nice. So that Lost Abyss has been selling through pretty rapidly. Let me take a quick peek into the price on Lost Abyss, because we are halfway through the case. All right, what's our price on this? Okay, Lost Abyss is moving to 2.5. It's all rising, guys. Nothing's really not rising at this point. So it moves from $60 to $75. That's right, because the price of them have gone up for me. All right, I'll go get you your Lost Abyss box. I'll be back. Here it is. All right. Lost Abyss is a very enviable set. I wonder if EV Heroes needs to be adjusted. I gotta sneeze. Whew. Oh my gosh. Ready? All right, we're getting started. I don't ask for much, just the Giratina. Giratina, how do you guys think it's pronounced? With the J or with the G? With the G or J? All right, here we are. Good. Here we go. Giratina. What? Ballerina? Mama Papa Gina? Paparino? Some of this. Oh. All right. Quick, they need to make an Expedition 33 card set. There's that Pichu with a Star Spot, $40 buy-in, PSA 10. It's a good card, probably going to go up in price, that Pichu right there. You know how I know? Because he already did. He went up in price from the last time I was looking at him. You know what else went up in price? That Neo 2 Charizard promo. So from the same set, the Charizard went actually way up. So Pichu and Charizard from that set, they're like, wait a second, these are underpriced. We're probably going to do that again. That is my bet. Giratina. I want a Giratina, not a Girarina. What? Okay, here's a Rotom. Cold. Hollow. Korean Pokemon cards, one of the best-selling products. They sell. We have another one of these. Cold. Giratina. Barnacle Boy. Skiruppy. Drapini. He's draping me. Here's Kingdra. I'm Korean, but no one buys Pokemon in Korea, as far as I know. What? What are you talking about? Somebody does. What do you mean no one's collecting Pokemon cards in Korea? They better be. There we go. All right. Oh, no. That was a cold box. Oh, that sucks, man. So you pull a box with no hit in it. It's possible for that to happen. It's a big bummer when it happens, but it is possible. I'm so sorry, man. That means someone else will get a box with 2 hits in it. So I don't really like that design. I feel like that design's frustrating. But every case will have like 2 to 4 boxes where there's no hit and 2 to 4 boxes where there's a double hit. And it's just like, I don't know. I think it's meant to be fun, but I think it's more frustrating, if anything. I'm sorry, man. Please keep the hollows. Thank you so much. That's what we did. That sucks, man. All right, next card up on the table. You ready? All right, Topps Tentacruel. Oops. Lovely. Let's go take a quick look. You'll notice this Tentacruel is also not a Topps Chrome. It's a Series 1. The good stuff. But it's Tentacruel. People don't pay Charizard prices for Tentacruels. All right, let's see. So, there is one for sale. Here it is. That's the one I have right there. They went $290 for it. It says Pop 4. Pop 4, I believe them. Okay. Probably going to write that down. Glad I got that Neo 2 from you, mister. Yes. Yes, I was doing an analysis and I said, hey, this Neo 2 Charizard should be more expensive than this. And now it is. Now it's more expensive. All right, there we go. So what he wanted 290? 290 it is. These are vintage cards, exceptionally rare, exceptionally hard to grade. Oh, I bought that back from you, didn't I, Six? We played the Pokemon Squid game with Tentacruel. I remember now. Okay, now we have Mr. Tone for shipping. Can you ship only the hits? My address is blah, 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 blah. All right, Mr. Tone. Yes, sir, only the hits. Let's take a minute. Sounds like you want me to go through your bag and whittle it down to hits only. You got a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to suspect the fat packs have a chance of not being hits. Okay. All right. All right. So these are definitely just hits. Just SRs in here. And now we're going to travel through these. Okay, these are just hollows. Just hollows. Hollows. I'm even going to recycle these penny sleeves when we're done. Nothing goes to waste. Okay. So we're dropping the one-piece hollows. This is a very common thing that you see. People do not always want their one-piece hollows. And that is totally understandable. That happens with Pokemon too, where people do not always want the hollows. Here's a little Luffy. You might keep that one. Okay. Actually, don't even know if that's valuable just because he's a Luffy. Probably not. You're referring to the Neo 2 Premium File Reverse Foil Zard, right? Yep, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, he went up in price. I started buying a couple of those and putting them up on the table to do breaks because I always try to get you guys good breaks, thoughtful breaks when I can. So when I go hunting for something for us. You know, Santa Claus, bring home something good. And I felt that the Neo 2 Charizard was an undervalued card. And so I said, okay, that's the one we should break then because it's going to be cheap, cheaper than usual. And it's going to go up in price when someone wins it. So that's kind of how I think about it when I'm picking something out. I look for something that you guys enjoy the odds on and then also you guys really want. Here we are. There we go. Thank you, Mr. No problem, man. You know what's crazy, Mr. Nguyen? Look how much was actually removed versus how much you're actually going to receive. Isn't that nuts? This is why I hate bulk. I just hate it. It's a nuisance. The bulk is a nuisance. I'm going to keep these together, though, like this. Set these on the little pile like this. That way they don't mix with the holographic Pokemon ones. All right. Now we're going to stick this back in here. We're actually going to pull two cards at least, actually. Let's grab this. So we got a front and a back. Like that, see? These are just like spacers for me. I guess. Tone Wen, let's grab you a bag. I love it when people remove bulk from their stuff because it actually benefits me quite directly. When I have a lighter bag to ship, that is a cheaper box for the shipping. It's less padding. It's a cheaper label. Everything gets better the smaller the boxes are. All right, let's see. Logging into our shipping software. I bought that Zard from you in a CGC Pristine 10. Oh, you got a Pristine 10 version of the card. Oh, that's cool, man. I don't know if Pristine 10s still outsell PSA 10s. I think the new PSA cert, the one in the over the millions or whatever the ones, I feel like those are so tough. The grading is so tough that people at this point pretty much just look at them like pristines anyways. Okay, so we might be shipping you for the first time. Let me log into PayPal. They're having me do their stupid security questions. I hate them. You're not a robot, are you? Jesus, dude. All right, so it says our total sales volume is down. Yeah. Well, we are definitely in July. I definitely felt the sales volume slowing down after black and white. It's because we don't have the craze of prismatic and rocket anymore. There we go. Let's go grab those emails. Okay, email. Let's see what address you gave me. What address did you give me? So you have given me a different address than the one that is in your PayPal. I'm going to use the one that you told me to use, okay? Just keep in mind, for other purchases, you might want to update that because you could have something misshipped to you. Okay, so I recommend updating that address. There you go, because one day PayPal could send it to the wrong address. All right, so I have the address that you gave me. And we're going to go with this much on the weight. See, I got to put in a lower weight for this one. I like that. Those hollows would have doubled the weight of the box. Oh, my dear God. Now it's testing to see what the price should be. All right, there it goes. Perfect. Hope everyone's doing all right tonight. If you haven't done it yet, take a second to smack that like button. Hit that like button for me, guys. How you all feeling tonight? How you all doing? Do you have an idea when a card I want to submit for grading will be sent out? I never saw my name in the PSA submission channel in Discord. Yeah, no problem. So it's a PSA card, huh? You're probably waiting for the next round of PSA to go out. Let's see, how many weeks has it been since the last submission? Are we in week 2? There might be 2 weeks left. All right, so, yeah, let's see those likes. We have just 64 watchers. Yikes. And there's 19 likes. If we could get it up to 30 likes, guys, that would be about half the viewers. Hit that like button for me. We really ought to have about a 50% like to viewer ratio. Slow night, huh? All right. It must actually be a slow night because that is a very, very low number. Okay. Those kind of numbers, those are July numbers, man. I am very used to that. Just liked, my bad. Hope everyone's doing all right tonight. If you've done it. Oh, I already read that. Well, it's just me and you and our doggy. Let's have a sip. I'm still drinking these. Imagine it gets discovered that this is like linked to cancer or something. There's like a class action lawsuit. Calories 3, no sugar. The ingredients is what sells it to me. Carbonated water, lemon juice. Perfect. Perfect. There's absolutely very little in here. That is my favorite soda right there. Carbonated water, lemon juice. I must spend so much freaking money on those. Man, if I didn't drink those at all, I'd probably own more cards. Tammy says, using store credit put me into the... Oh, yes, you can do that. Let's go grab your store credit. So, it says 487. So it should say 447. 447.5. Okay. There you go, Tammy. I hope a lot. I still got to buy one. No forever chemicals. Maybe the can. Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, that's a lot better than the back of a soda, you know, a diet soda or something like that, right? Which, man, those are... Diet sodas are pretty powerful too, man. But those sparkling waters, they taste great. They taste great. That brand tastes great. I've tried some other brands. I tried a new one, a LaCroix or whatever. It was like an orange-flavored LaCroix, and it was so bad. I was like, yuck, dude. I told Karis, I was like, you should drink these, because I'm not going to drink them. So every now and then I try a new brand. Even Spindrift, they come out with new flavors, or like I see a flavor I haven't tried, And I go try it, and I go, yuck, bro. Carbonated water with lemon juice has got me. That's the only one I like. I've tried the other one. There's lime and mint. Lime and mint, that's surprisingly drinkable, but it is a bit strange. It's a bit strange. And then they've got like sparkling water with the grapefruit juice, but that one has too many calories in it. It's actually got a little bit of sugar in it, so that's not the goal. The goal is to drink a drink with almost no calories in it. Here we are. I like the lemonade ones. I've tried like diet lemonade. Have you guys ever tried that? That's not bad. I ran into that because I got it at a Old Country Buffet. What am I talking about? The Golden Corral. And but you know, that's that diet soda with the chemicals in it, and we don't really know if the aspartame or whatever they're using, we don't really know if that's really that good or bad for you. Studies claim it's not bad for you, but I don't know. Something about carbonated water and lemon juice is so much more appealing. It's like, it's very, very good. Here's Blues Tactics. I'm pretty sure you can send the money and just get a store credit, but you have to ask Mr. if he still does that. I'm looking for some Heart Gold Soul Silver Era cards to add to my bag. Do you have anything for sale? Can be graded cards too. Heart Gold Soul Silver cards are very cool. I currently don't have anything like that for sale. That's considered super vintage stuff, and if you keep your eye open, maybe you'll find something, but that's not true. I have some poker cards from the Leaf Green set. Have you seen those? The Leaf Green poker cards? But see, you might not be wanting that. That's poker. Where'd it go even? I don't even know where they're at. We sold one of our clay dolls. We've got a Deoxys clay doll still for sale. Here we are. So you see this? This is actually from Heart Gold Soul Silver. This is Leaf Green. So this would have come out... No. That's actually Gen 3. No, Heart Gold Soul Silver comes out later. Ah, that's silly. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm mixing it up. Yeah, but those are still really interesting. These would be some of the lowest pop poker cards ever. These cards right here. That's why they're pricey. Costco sells a 30-pack of Spindrift with 3 different flavors. I saw that. We went to a Costco in Springfield. We don't have one out here in Lake of the Ozark. We went to one in Springfield. And honestly, we were not that impressed with Costco. We thought Costco was just okay. Dylan Cranfield, good morning from the EU. Can I have 1 white Japanese, 2 Glory of Team Rocket Japanese, and 2 Korean Rockets? Yes, you can. All right. Heart Gold Soul Silver was super low print, just like Diamond Pearl. What's the lowest point in the TCG? I've also heard the Gold Star era was really underprinted as well. I have a whole box of Heart Gold Soul Silver, I believe. In fact, I think I have 2. I think I have a Spanish one, and then I think I have an English one. And it's fun and tempting to sell the box. I shouldn't have sold the first one. I don't know why I would sell any vintage box. I mean, all the vintage boxes have done so exceptionally well. It's a mistake to sell, but it's like, I do it because I got to help you guys. I got to get you guys some good stuff. So we got to think about, what can I get for you guys? And here is white. That's what it's all about at this point, I think, for me. You know, I've got a pretty good collection going on. I don't need to think about me anymore. So I'll try to get you guys some good stuff. Where is it? Do we need a new box? Okay. Watch this. I'm going to open this box, and then I'm going to immediately find one already open. That's going to be so annoying. All right. I only ordered 2 of the Korean Rocket. Yeah, it says here you ordered 2 Glory of Team Rocket Japanese and 2 Korean Rocket, correct? So if you look, they're similar looking, but they're actually different. This is Korean. You can tell by the circles. See the circles? And then this one will be Japanese, right? Wait, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Subtle difference. Shows you how dang similar they are, except one is so cheap. One is so cheap. The Korean one's so affordable. Please take my advice and enjoy the Korean cards. If your income is a simple income, maybe you work a simple job, nothing wrong with that. I worked at Target for years. So if I was giving younger me advice and I wanted to open some cards, I might tell younger me, target me, to just open some Korean cards, have some fun. It really does not cost much. It's like $1.40 It's $1.40 a pack or $1.70, I can't remember. But it's really not that much. And, no, it's $1.70, I remember now. So that's why I'd be telling myself. I'd be like, just go enjoy the Korean version. Don't worry about the high-end stuff until you got a higher-end income. Here we are. All right. I applied for an emergency dispatch position. Training alone is a $10 pay increase. 12-hour shifts. Oh, yeah. That sounds good to me, Mr. Handyman. If you're young and you have not gotten to a point in life where you're like established and everything's kind of done and settled, that means it's grind time, baby. Time to work hard. The easiest time to work is when you're young. That's when you gotta get your snowball rolling, where you are building wealth, and once that snowball is at a certain size, everything gets much, much easier. Here we are. Ooh. Very nice. I like to hear it when you guys talk about getting new jobs. I like to hear it when you guys are talking about, oh, I got a promotion. That makes me happy for you guys. Really, it does. You know, I don't know what kind of person you think I am, but I'm a personality type where I like talking money and I like talking career. I like those things. Those get me excited. It's really ingrained in me. That's my language. Dylan Cranfield. Here you are. Baggy's getting a little old. It says 11/24 on there. This. Did you say you're overseas, Dylan? Oof, we don't get paid enough in the military either. You're in the military, you know, Mr. Austin, a lot of the guys who bought cards from me over the years were in the military. Military guys collecting Pokemon. Yeah, actually, if they bought those cards and then they held them, they didn't sell them, today they should be doing very well. So I don't feel bad about it at all, selling cards, because anyone who bought a lot of cards from me actually did well. And gosh, I hope they did not sell them. That's the problem. You're young, you're looking at the cards, maybe they don't go up this year, and you think, man, I need to sell these and go buy a car, or I need to go buy stocks or a home. Then you sell out of your position, and then boom, the card's double in price. Damn it! No! You missed out. It takes really tough patience to stay in a market that doesn't look like it's doing exceptionally well. Look at that Whiscash. Ooh. Lol, yeah, I've seen it happen. Troy, how's it going, bro? How many Final Fantasy collector boxes do you have left? 4 of them. They're finally starting to come in, the replacement for the box that got lost. How sad was that? Okay. Good. So we got plenty of the Final Fantasy to chase a Chocobo with. Maybe I'll do that video I was talking about. One whole box. Maybe I'll take this camera and I can put it up here for you guys. Like this. And I'll record the video live. Would you find that fun? You guys can watch me making a video live. That'd be fun. All right. We have a small audience tonight. Just me and you. And let's see. Let's do a giveaway for you guys. I want to give away. What can I shimmy together real fast? I've got stuff. Definitely got stuff. So let's hand out. I'm gonna hand out this really nice. He was asking about Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Let's do this card. There we are. So this is from Call of Legends, which is the Heart Gold, Soul Silver time period. I really need to make money on this card because that Call of Legends booster pack cost me so much money. I think it was like $600. But instead of making any money on this, I'm just going to give it away. It's my pokey tithing to the audience. See, I don't tithe to the church. I tithe to the audience. Here he is. All right. Good. Okay. All right. Tied to me. Tithing. You guys have heard of tithing? You're supposed to give money to the church. Well, this is the Church of Pokies, and my donation is to the audience. since I'm the one doing the giveaway, it gets to be in my name, TCC. Now, this was being sold for $65. July donations, that means my donations go up from $77 to $65. We're actually tracking donations now, guys. So when you make a donation, if I don't credit you on this list, tell me to, okay? So, hey, what about my donations? So I'm up to 142. Okay. Good. I hate autocorrect. What happened? You got a fake Call of Legends pack? No. I didn't get a fake one. I got a real one. Just didn't get the grade I wanted it to. They gave it a rough 8. That got an 8, huh? They were real serious about handing out tough grades. Now, let's get the giveaway started. I'm going to hit refresh on it. We're going to type in... No, that's not what we want. Click. All right. Is it good? All right, it's good, guys. Type in TCC at this point to get in that ring break. He's a $65 vintage card. He's definitely, he's not going to make you feel like you've got the holy grail of Pokemon cards in your set, but he has value. He has value. All right, here's 6, 2 Gem 2. Bless these packs. In nomine Patre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. All right, so they're blessed now. Pope Leo has blessed these packs. Pope Leo, really? Man, I got to go try and... I'm flying to Rome, dude. I'm flying to Rome, and I am going to beg the Pope to sign Pope Leo as well. There we are. Then I'll cut a big check for the Catholic Church if I ever sell it. I'll give 50% of the sale to the Catholic Church. Seems right. All right. So, Miss 6, I thought the Pope died like Joe Rogan. Here we are. One of the popes died. Pope Francis. There we go. All of the non-Catholics had very strong opinions about him. He was a good pope. You're not Catholic. What are you talking about? Here's Hatham. All right, Hatham. He ironically was a very controversial pope within the actual Catholic Church. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even the Catholics split into two parties, the Democrat Catholics and the Republican Catholics. Or you could call them the liberal and the conservative Catholics. They have different beliefs about what the church should do on subjects like abortion, gay marriage, divorce, because the church has very severe rules about those. Abortion, hell. Divorce, hell. Straight to hell. Here it is. Very nice. All kinds of really strict rules. Even contraception. You're putting on a rubber, you're going to hell. So the church is strict as heck, man. They do not allow very much. And the last pope was a little more generous on those things, the way he talked about them. You know, popes do a lot of talking and they do a lot of writing. And so when he'd talk and write about those things, he'd be like, we have to be a church of forgiveness. We have to be a church of understanding. And then the conservative Catholics would be like, bro, just tell them they're going to hell. It says right here, straight to hell. Tell them. And that would be the ongoing debate. Oh, Naparibos. You find this guy in hell. No! Hell is full of cold booster boxes. All right, thank you, Hathim. He's opening up some Metazoo tonight. We've got Bell Witch and what is this? Tehihan. What? Great Plains, North America. But not little boys. Pope always respond. Is Metazoo actually becoming valuable? I think it's like Dogecoin before 2021 fiasco. I think it will have a niche following of people who just know it really well and enjoy it. And I don't know if it will ever be as mainstream as Pokemon. I doubt it. But I mean, look, Magic is a card game that has no TV show or anything like that. And it's holding on. And now it's doing very well over time. So, and then you've got other card games as well. You got Final Fantasy Square Enix, that card game never did really well at any point. It never did. It wasn't like the top card set to open. And then one day, Magic picks it up, and now it's going crazy. It's one of the best-selling card sets. So, you never know. If you hold on and you keep working, maybe it does well over time. Here's Indrid Cold. Here's Stalactites. I think it's up to them to be able to make the cards look nice enough. I think they work with material that's not bad. I mean, look at this Abduction. That's kind of fun. So we'll see what happens with them. I have very different feelings about Metazoo in 2025 than I did have in, back in 2020 when it was coming out and it was going for obscene prices. Now that it sells for what, like $250 a pack, and now you can buy the Kickstarter pack for $45. It's so reasonably priced that I go, all right, now you can have a bit of fun with it, finally, years later. Because I wouldn't recommend to anyone to buy in earlier, back in 2020 when it was going at bonker rates. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Now you can actually just kind of enjoy it. There's a lot less pressure, too, for it to make a lot of money. If you're spending $2.5 per pack, there's not the same pressure for it to be some huge flip. You could just be a guy having fun opening packs. I wouldn't let 6 make Ladyboy for trip to hell. What? Oh, I would let 6 make me a Ladyboy. Oh, no. That's inappropriate. Here we go. All right. Is Metazoo actually becoming valuable? I think it's like Dogecoin. So, next up, we have 6 Gem 2 Box Battle. You got it. Gem 2 Box Battle. Very nice. Let's go ahead and type in 6. So, let's get this in the box battle over here. Do you have 2 spots in here? No, that was Beatrice. Beatrice, Tammy, and 6. Wow, 3 to 5 already done. Okay, lovely. Oh, I ran into this. Look what I ran into. Look at these. These were priced at $120. So we got 2 of these left. I don't know if they are for sale, though. I don't know if they should be $120 because the box break is $175. So I guess if I were to update these to $175, they can be for sale immediately if you want to open them immediately. 2 packs of Ancient Origins. They keep going up in price. $170 is kind of a high price, especially because these are not coming out of a sealed box. But you're buying it for me. I'm not over here messing with the packs or anything. The guys on the internet, eBay, I don't trust those guys one bit. So this was just from a sealed box that we were selling 1 pack at a time, and this is all that remains of that box. I don't remember what came out of the box. Good ones, bad ones. So I couldn't tell you what your chances are for pull from them. We were selling those for a long time. What's the chase cards for Ancient Origins? Oh gosh, there's a lot. I mean, there's a Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre. You've got Darkrai in the set, Tyranitar, Mega Tyranitar. You've got Hydreigons in there. Lugia. Lugia is a really good one. So Lugia's in the set. It's one of the rare XY era cards that has a Lugia XY era sets that has a Lugia. That is, I don't know if any other set had a Lugia, did it? There's actually also a Lugia EX to pull, and that goes for plenty as well. No, there's a Lugia in another set called something Forces, Temper. What was it called? I can't remember. And I can't remember the name of it. But the problem is, it did not. That set did not actually have a full art Lugia. Ancient Origins has a proper Lugia, proper full art Lugia. Very nice. Ancient Origins parts of the block of XY that's able to be weighed. That's right. That's why you don't want to mess around with the guys on like eBay. Don't mess around with them. Jump into our box break. There it is. Right here, box break. By the way, this moved. Mr. Brett Love picked up a couple more spots. That's up to 11 out of 36. What that means is it's about 1/3 sold. And there's a box that this price is based off on eBay. When that box sells, if it sells, this price goes up again. It's gone up twice. It could go up one more time. And I will not be looking to lower that price. It's too competitive, too good of a product. Like, I'm fine with having it sit there for a very long time rather than moving. That's the truth. If you guys were to buy it out quickly, that's fine, because then I can go replace it. So if you guys all jumped in right now at 175, that's good. We'll go replace it. if it does not sell fast, I don't mind having it sit there and just slowly rise in price. Because look at what's going on. 4.7, 4.9, 5.9. There is a huge jump coming. And if it reaches that point, because look, that says 16 watchers, that says 28 watchers. So if these two sell, because people do not want to pay $6,000 for a box, there's a huge price jump on that list right over there. And then you will not be able to get into that box for $175 anymore. So that's what's going on with that, if you pay close attention to it. You are. I would take a towel. Would you take an Ancient Origins pack sealed with the binder as a commission? Or XY blister packs? And if you wanted to send in sealed XY product, we could do that. Definitely. But we will have to talk about what prices should be sold at, because since we go with cheapest buy it now on eBay, that could be very different from what we're doing with that sealed box there, the $175 a pack, right? So, but if you're willing to do that, I'm okay with that. As for a binder, the binder is an interesting thought. I've thought about doing this, guys. I've thought about purchasing binder collections or creating them myself, because we got cards laying around all over the place. Taking the binder collection, building it up, and then turning it into a binder break. Have you ever thought of that? A binder break where you get the binder? That'd be interesting. So that's an option. Let's go ahead and check this over here. Let's see. So we've got, now we've got Hathim, last 10 Metazoo Nightfall for the night. Not a super busy night tonight, guys. It is a slower Tuesday night in the middle of July. Don't forget a towel too. Don't forget a towel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm all about a binder break. Yeah, I mean, I thought about that. I thought it would be cool if I bought like a high quality binder, filled it up with cool stuff, kept track of the cost of what it took to fill it. And then, so then we slice in a profit margin into that, turn it into a break, chop, 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 and then you can potentially pull a whole binder for $40. It's an interesting thought. Like what if the binder was a total value of $600, and so it was like, what's that? Is that like 15 spots? So like a 15 spot break, $600 binder, something like that. That'd be neat. All right, here goes. Finish the box battle. 2 spots. 2 spots left on the box battle, everybody. That is a Gem 2 break box battle. One person pulls 2 boxes. So that's what it's turned into now. It is much more expensive. It's a speculative product now. This is a product that we are seeing huge price spikes on. There was a $200 price spike over dinner. And a $300 binder break. Okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. We're getting closer to 100,000 subscribers, guys. I can't wait to pass that number. What a cool thing that's going to be. Here's Headless Horseman. You pulled 2 of them. So that says a lot. That says you can pull 2 of the Mothmans then. Here's Luferlong. Not Luferlong. Oh, I just said that. I like this. You went deeper, Hathim, and the second Mothman definitely has a little better centering than the first one. Cool. I like that. So here's Air Rods. Bandage Man. River of Time. Purple Blob of Philly. Momo. Look at Momo. Once upon a time, I went into a Goodwill and found a Pokemon binder that had Heart Gold, Soul Silver cards in good condition. Really? Adam Ackler. And Familiar. Woohoo. Sleepy on is going up. What? Mister, you passed the non-holo Mothman. Good catch. Good catch. I was not looking. Let's see. I better keep my eyes open. Get you that non-holo Mothman. Yikes. That's too scary for me. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Ah, here we are. Nightmares that we don't open enough Pokemon cards. No! We opened a whole box of Deaths and Rivals in the daytime stream. The daytime stream was popping, man. Daytime stream was hopping. It was popping. It was good stuff. All right, there we go. I used to go thrifting a lot. You can't find anything. Yeah, people desperate to make some money have gobbled up the thrift stores, and the thrift stores themselves said, wait a second, if you're just going to sell these for a profit, we'll sell them for a profit. So now that Goodwill's got like an auction website, that's ridiculous. They're supposed to be a not-for-profit, but it's more like they're a for-profit now. But they're gobbling up the profit on the goods now. I did the same thing, Six. So, you know, Six, my routine for eBay, I had Walmart. I would go to Walmart and Target and check out their graphic T-shirts on sale. I'd wait for them to hit really low price points. Sometimes they could get all the way down to $2.50 a shirt. It was ridiculous. They were just liquidating. But if they were as low as $5, I would buy them. You know why? Because you could get them for $5, sell them on eBay for like $12, and shipping back then was like $3. So there was a little bit of money there, and I'd stack up like 200 different items on eBay, all graphic T-shirts. I remember I found this really good deal at Walmart. It was Adventure Time Jake the Dog shirt, and I might still have some left. And there were just hundreds of them, and I just bought the whole thing out, all different sizes, small, medium, large. Got them all listed up. I was selling them at $20 a shirt after buying them at $5 a shirt from Walmart. $20 a shirt. It was amazing. And they just sat up there on the eBay store, and I'd sell 1 or 2 of them a week, and it just constantly made me money. And so, you know, after I was done with Target and Walmart, after I was done with, you had Hot Topic and Spencer's. Those were the 2 options of the mall. Once I was done with my sort of routine, I went to places like Goodwill to get any extras, because you could go to Goodwill and find shirts with their tag still on, especially if you went to the right Goodwills. Like, if you knew the wealthy areas in Missouri, and then you went to the Goodwills right next to the wealthy areas, they would have good stuff. It's just how, it was a fact. There was good stuff there. And so I could go there, and you would find product from Target that had been donated to Goodwill and still had a price tag on it. But Goodwill would be selling it for like $3 a shirt, and it would just be a liquidated. So, you know, you'd find stuff there. I would buy all that up from Goodwill, put it all up on eBay, same deal. You'd make easy money. And so, you know, thrifters are so good at that now because everyone's hustling to try and make ends meet. Society's truly desperate for money right now. So you just don't find those deals anymore, I bet. Everyone's got their own routine now, checking their stuff. You got to be in some hidden gem of a place to find something like that now. Okay, but that would have been like 10, 12 years ago. I would have been doing that 12 years ago. I was doing that 12 years ago. That's a long time. So, and maybe I was kind of ahead of my time in that regard because I'd learned all that at home running our wood shop. That's for them. All right. I used to find old vintage Pokemon plushies, binders, packs. Oh, that's so cool. We are. I kind of grew up in the thrift stores. Family of 11 children. We didn't buy clothing. We always went to the thrift stores for clothing. And it was almost like essential for us to get our clothing there. It was the only way we could afford anything. We were almost homeless constantly. My mom was always like, we're this close to failing our mortgage. And she was so stressed about it all the time. I never forgot that. Always so stressed about it. And yeah, we always had to go to thrift stores, and we'd buy cheap clothing there, and that's what I'd wear. And yeah, we never had nice clothing. But so, you know, it's funny. It made me very comfortable with thrifting. So as an adult, I knew what to look for, and I knew what would sell probably, because I knew, well, this is something my mom would buy. This is high enough quality. Chris Abruzzo, Box Battle. Chris is in. All right. Good luck in there, Chris. I grew up poor. I know my way around thrift stores and sale items. Yeah. I think I told this story before. I got really lucky at Target one time, and they had these Pokemon games. In fact, it might have been Pokemon Black and White, if I recall. So I think it was Pokemon Black and White, except it was like Omega Black, Omega White, or something like that, right? It's like some sort of specialty version of the game, I thought. Hold on, let me skip this song. Give me a second. I don't know about this music. Let's do some rewinding. There we go. Okay, that's good. So I was buying those at $17 a piece on the clearance shelf at a Target, and there was a whole bunch of them. It was like 20 of the video games. They were selling for so much online. They were selling for like 45 bucks. It was the easiest profit ever. So if you get really good at that kind of stuff, here we go. So Chris, let's get you in the box battle. You know why I was so good at it, right? Because I was working for Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola sent me all over. I had this whole routine, Walmarts and Targets, and I had them all mapped out in my head because I got used to memorizing their locations because I worked for Coca-Cola. I was a merchandiser, so I knew where all the Targets were. I knew where all the Walmarts were. So I could hit up all the Targets, and then I could hit up all the Walmarts. I knew how to do a routine for product. And I'd get my routine done, and I'd come home with a bunch of product and just list it up on eBay. I bought a ton of games on sale. Then the next day, they're back at the original price. You go to return them and say you don't have the receipt. Oh, sure. Let me think. Did I ever do anything like that? Let me think. I have a sister, and she would talk about those issues because she was a return manager at Target, and she would sometimes share stories with me about how people would try to abuse the system a little bit. I believe she told me a story about how Walmart would have like a sale on the product. So you could buy it on sale at Walmart, way cheaper than Target. And then they would come to Target. And she said she is certain that it was somebody who would constantly do this. She knew people who would do that consistently, what you described. And so they'd get it on sale at Walmart, and then they would return it at Target at a higher price for like a Target, gift shop card or something like that. And then they would then go take that money and buy something else at Target. So she told me stories like that from back in her day when I don't know if she works there again, but I think she works there now. We are. I used to do that on Black Friday 6. I was naughty, it was Walmart. Tim Tran, Final Fantasy pack. If opening a new box, could I get the third pack on the back right of whichever box open, please? Tim Tran, I can do that only if you explain why you're asking that. Are these boxes mapped? Why are you asking that, Tim? That's a really specific thing. Let's see. Are Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering booster boxes, collector booster boxes mapped? In other words, is there one spot in the box in particular that has a better pull? Just taking a chance, they aren't mapped. As of now, there's no confirmed evidence that the boxes are mapped. Okay. I can do it for you. Sure. Let's give it a try. Okay, Tim. Let's see. But if you get a really, really good pull, I'm going to be like, aha! All right. So we got our beautiful Final Fantasy. Oops. Let's try this. There we go. I told you guys a trick I learned when I was younger. I learned this trick just around the time of Gears of War 3. My brothers and I bought all our own video games because my dad was not supportive of video games, and we were poor anyways, so if you wanted games, you had to buy them yourself. You couldn't ask your parents for any kind of gifts or anything. No one was buying you games. So he said, the third pack on the right. 1, 2, 3. There you go. I learned a trick. There were a lot of video games that had interesting promos if you pre-ordered the game. So what you could do is get an exclusive pre-order skin, and there was one called the Grenadier for Gears of War 3. And what you could do is you could pre-order about 6 copies of the game, and if you had a credit card, this would work. Or if you just had a lot of cash like I did, because I was always very good with my money, even when I was young. And so you could pre-order 6 of the games, buy all 6 of the games from GameStop, and they would give you a receipt, and the receipt would have the promotional code on it. Then you would go to eBay, list the promotional code 5 times. You keep one for yourself because you like the game, right? And what happens is when those promotional codes sell, you don't even have to ship them. You just give them an eBay message with the code, and they go, thank you. After you're done, you return 5 copies of the game, and since the promotional codes sell between $15 and $20, you've actually made a little money. Your copy of the game is paid for. So I learned to do that a long time ago, and that just shows you I was always kind of, hustling, looking for something, some kind of loophole or something. It wasn't illegal to do. I mean, it was a pre-order bonus, and I did pre-order it. No one was hurt from it. I didn't feel like I was stealing anything. It's digital content, so you could call that stealing if you want. I didn't feel like it was stealing, so I didn't feel like it hurt anybody. And my copy of the game was paid for. And then, of course, when I was done playing the game, I sell my physical copy on eBay. Ooh, Golbez search foil. That's nice, man. Troy says, I would find a receipt on the ground, then grab the stuff that was on the receipt, then go return it for cash. Oh, man. Here's Golbez, Crystal Collector. Ooh, not bad, not bad. Memories of Nibelheim. Dion. Oops. Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. Coin of Fate. Furion. Wild Rose. Okay. Retail arbitrage. Casual fraud. That's why my game promo codes never worked. Well, no, because they would issue a new code if you bought the... Well, no, they wouldn't issue a code. You know, the only person who could be hurt in that scenario is maybe GameStop, because they would order too many copies of the game for their game store. And so because they thought the demand was there for it. But no, I was fake demand. So I would fake demand 5 of them. I would go on to do that for a long time. Every time I wanted a new video game, I would look for signs of a pre-order code. And then I'd order, I'd started using a credit card. It was very easy. So I would use my credit card. I would borrow money on my credit card to order like 6, 7, 8 of them. Sometimes what I would do is I'd order like 10, but I'd do it with different GameStops. And so I'd order a couple at each GameStop. And when the game came out, you'd have to rush out, buy them up, get them paid for, put it on the credit card, and then you'd get it listed at home on eBay. That's why they call it hustle, because it's like extra work. So you get them listed up on eBay, and then you'd start to return them. Here it is. You had to return them before it was time to pay off the credit card. Garnet Side Quest, Play Blitz Ball. Saz's Chocobo, that's so cute. Battle Menu, Magic Damper. Combat Tutorial, Cloudbound Moogle. The secret ingredient is crime. Where I live, I don't know how these stores stay open, because I know for a fact 98% of people shopping in Target and Walmart are stealing. You know, that's crazy when you mention it, Troy, because there was that whole conversation about all these Walmarts shutting down, and they were stating that those Walmarts were closing down because of lack of performance. But really what it means is there was so much theft going on that they couldn't be profitable. And so, you know, Walmarts would shut down and create like food deserts or whatever they're called. Walmart's a really basic, you know, utility. You got to have a Walmart. We lived without a Walmart in the Blue House, and it sucked. We had a nice grocery store. It was called Woods Grocery, and it was a rural family-owned grocery store. It really wasn't bad. They had good fried chicken, in fact. Sometimes we miss it. But you just can't live without a Walmart. You got to have at least a Walmart, or you are buying everything online, like everything. You're buying everything you need online all the time. So, yeah, out in this house, we have access to the Camdenton Walmart, and it was a huge upgrade the moment we got out here. It's like, yes! Here you go, Mr. Tim. Welcome back, Mr. Tim. How are you today? Look at this birthday Pikachu. Lovely order, man. Big order. Last set they sold was Cosmic. Who's set? Where I live, I don't know how these stores stay open. We had a huge problem with people stealing cards. Now they don't sell cards anywhere near me. Dude, that's got to be like every Target at Walmart. You walk up to their shelves, and there's like an empty box, you know, ripped open. Some kid stole the packs out of it. It's because it's like putting gold on the shelf. Pokemon cards are one of the most liquid toys in the world right now. So it's like, it is like putting gold on the shelf, isn't it? It's not entirely different. All right, so we should be looking to take a picture of some of these slabs to bring them down. Speaking of gold, whoa, gold Charizard for 85. Oh, yeah. Sorry, TCC giveaway. I missed the dollar store packs. Oh, yeah, those are fun. All right, let's start giving away some spots on this expensive card. Here we have SJ. All right, Mr. SJ. Number 2, Aovic. Number 3, just... Oh, really? Here's James Beam. I don't think so. That was that troll. All right, here's Asgarded. There we go. Very nice. My Walmart stopped selling Pokies a while ago. The only thing they ever have on the shelf is Laura Connor. What? My sister and her boyfriend pulled the Latios full art cards out of a dollar store pack, and it came back in a 10 some years ago before the card blew up. Wow. That is so cool. I still remember Karis and I we were still young and dating. We were in college, and I took her to a Target, and I asked her if she had ever opened Pokemon cards. And I was telling her a story about how when I was a young lad, I opened up mad amounts of Pokemon, and I was just this crazy guy who was deep in the Pokemon card hobby. And she's like, oh, that's cool. I never opened them. And we walked into a Target, and I showed her the Lost Thunder Pokemon cards. I bought her a booster pack, just one of them. It was like $5. Lost Thunder. It was Sun and Moon Lost Thunder. Let's see when that was. Let's see. When was the release date for Lost Thunder Pokemon? 2017 or something, right? Oh, okay, here it is. So 2018. So it came out in 2018, and I was telling her about how crazy I was with Pokemon cards. I owned no Pokemon cards at that time. I was a young guy with a bright career coming up in software engineering. And I just told her how crazy I was, and she pulled a little Lapras out, and it was a non-hollow Lapras, so it was a dud pack, and she didn't get to do any of the Pokemon card stuff because her family didn't like it. They were very conservative Christian, and so she didn't get to play around with Pokemon. She knew about them, but she didn't get to play around with them, and but she did play the Pokemon games. She played Pokemon Ruby Sapphire. That's the one she played. She was explaining it to me. She's like, yeah, when I was younger, I played Ruby Sapphire. I've always been lucky with Pokemon for some reason. When I got back into collecting, I got Evolving Skies box without knowing a damn thing and got the alt art Sylveon. Damn, 4 years off. Law 6, I never pulled stuff from Evolving. One spot left on the box battle, considering I introduced them to the dollar store existence. Yeah, I was Big Jelly. Oh, you're Jelly. They got the good one, huh? All right, guys, there's no orders in the queue. We're having a slow Tuesday night stream in July. Just 78 viewers tonight. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Honestly, my expectations for, like, July are never very high. Okay, we'll grab this. Nothing unusual going on here. Here we are. Ow. Ow. Look at that Meowth. He's so nice. I need the Chinese. China. So... just a little slow night. Perfect time to price up some of these precious, hyper rare Topps cards. So this is a Meowth, and what stands out about him is the teardrop pattern in the background. So it's so weird. They still give him a black label, though. I don't understand how that works all the time. But he would be like third print wave and extremely rare as a result. You can see he was recently graded, too. So I graded this one personally. We graded this one. Let's go ahead and find out what the population is. You're going to be shocked by this because it's going to be like Pop 7 or some crazy thing, right? Okay, population 23, a bit higher. But keep this in mind. That population, once again, is for all the print runs. Plain, Silver Ray, Silver Teardrop, and Silver Cosmic. So it's Pop 23, extremely rare. Who knows how many of these actually exist? It could be a Pop 1 Wave 3 card. We don't know. All these could be from something like the Canadian version. There's the Canadian print run. Could just be all Canadian 10s. Those grade 10 more easily. All right, let's see. So let's go hunting for this. If there's 23 of them, we might actually run into one online. Topps Meowth. Okay. The Topps Chrome version of the card is always the cheapest. There is no copy of this for sale. Let me check sold, just in case. Yeah, there not only is there none for sale, there's none recently sold either. So we just kind of get to pick out a price. I'm going to try and pick out a reasonable price. We're going to go with probably about $280. I think that's extremely reasonable because of how many packs you would have to open and how pricey they are now and how rarely they would actually grade 10. Ooh, here's a nice one. I shouldn't even sell this one. So here's another Topps card. This time it's going to be a much better known Pokemon. That's Squirtle Spectra. This card most certainly went up in price over time because he's one of those starters. Okay, let's take a quick look into his population. It says here I bought him when he was Pop 3? It says Pop 37. Maybe that's not 3. Maybe that's meant to say 37. So, he is population 37. Really rare. Really, really rare. People spend thousands of dollars on, like, Evolving Skies hits. And those have, like, a population of 14,000. The Umbreon does. This guy's Pop 37. Really nothing. Look at that rainbow foil in the background. Gem 2 Umbreon going up in price. It was $150 a day ago. Now one sold for almost $300. Yeah, the box exploded. The box price is way up. Top Spectra Squirtle. Okay. Wow, pricey. What did I pay for this? Squirtle. Oops. No data. All right, so he is available at $650. I almost feel like he's a viable break because he's one of those cards everyone would want. I will allow him to be. I'm going to have him be a red label for the moment. I think that he should probably be a break. Thing is, we have to wait for some of the other breaks to finish before we'll consider working on it. So, let's see. Okay, so I have a price for him in mind. There we go. But if you want to grab him before he can be turned into a break, he's available. Okay, that is a very breakable card. Now, what do we got next? Anything at all? We're checking the Qs. 1. We're checking Q number 2. Done. We're checking Q number 3. And done. Just a slow night. It's a slow night tonight. That's all right. Let's see what we got next. We've got, dang, dude, another Gen Print Wave 3 card. Look at that. Teardrop Clefairy. Crazy. I'm betting I graded this one as well. Okay. I don't know which one I like more, the Meowth or the Clefairy. My sisters loved Clefairy. You know, they were all into Pokemon too. My older sisters loved Pokemon. They were big fans. And they loved Clefairy. They loved Lapras too. Lapras. They liked Articuno. Those are some example of some cooler Pokemons. Okay. It's already 4 a.m. in the morning. Is that because I started late? Or is it because time's flying or something? Okay, let's see. Topps Clefairy. Yes, so in a very similar fashion, you cannot find this card for sale. It's just too rare, guys. I've got one for sale. The internet does not have one for sale. Population 14. Wow. It is just super, super rare. It is a teardrop Pokemon card. Okay. What do we have here? Oh, this is lovely. Wow, that looks great, man. Look at that Moltres. What a great artwork for that Moltres. He's only $10,000 if you want the sparkle version. Okay, yeah, so this card is a little bit on the cheaper side. That's nice. Well, I like that. Let me look at one more thing. Hold on. Let me go back here. All right, so... Oops. This guy is very much a viable break as well. So I like this card a lot, and he shall wait to be broken. Love it. He's in a perfect price range to be a break card. And I love that he's a legendary. It just looks so good. Okay, so I'm going to go put him in my break box. We got a bunch of cards sitting in the break box. Have you guys seen that? Got a bunch of cards waiting. So this is the box break right here. 41 and 5 for the box battle. And there were currently 4 people in here, so we need one more person. You are risking $40 for 1 in 5 odds of pulling both of these. Only one person gets both of them. They're actually slightly cheaper here, because if they were being sold by the box, then this would not equal $200. It would equal $210. So these are $10 cheaper technically. Not bad. We in other words, we took the price and we rounded it down for the break. Sometimes we take the price and we round it up for a break. But it kind of depends on where it's at. Is it at the halfway point? So I just kind of do that. Sometimes it gets rounded up, sometimes it gets rounded down. But I like to have nice round numbers. Maybe next time we'll have it be a star spot for $30. All right. I think he's selling the whole pack for $170. Oh, is he talking about the Ancient Origins break? Here it is. Ancient Origins, $175. Brett Love bought 2 additional spots in here. It's about 1/3 sold. This is Ancient Origins. It is officially a 10-year-old box. If you do not jump in here, I promise you will pay more for this in the future. I promise. I swear to God. After this box break is done and over, and we've recorded it, and it's a lot of fun, after it's over, you're going to have to pay so much more to break another box of Ancient Origins with me. It's just gotten to a ridiculous point. XY era is blowing up. It's exploding in price. And why would it slow down? Because we have a new continuation of the artwork and style coming up right now in the hobby. So the next set is going to be in the style of XY era. So XY era cards are just exploding. All the vintage XY is exploding. So here's your chance to be in a nice Ancient Origins box break. By the way, there's a very good reason that if you find these packs for sale loose on eBay, they might be way cheaper. That's because it's a very weighable set. It is super easy to weigh these packs. You can weigh these packs and instantly know if they're bad packs. So these packs are super weighable, and those guys on eBay are all scammers. I promise you, who still exists who is not a scammer? They're probably not all scammers, but I wouldn't trust it because there's just so many bad actors in the hobby. There are people who just want to be honest, but you cannot sort them out very easily, especially not on eBay. I mean, you just don't know who you're dealing with. So, I mean, if you're buying loose packs from maybe like a big supplier, maybe you can trust them. But you don't know where they source their packs from when it comes to vintage. So it might have been some guy came up to them and said, hey, buy my Ancient Origin packs, Dave and Adams or something like that, right? And then Dave and Adams says something like, all right, we'll take it and we'll resell it. So it looks like it's a safe thing to buy because, oh, hey, he's a big seller. But then it turns out they were all scam packs. They were all weighed. So, you just don't know these things. What I can tell you is that box comes out of a sealed case that I personally owned for the last, 6 years, basically. So I've got multiple sealed cases of Ancient Origins It's a very nice product, premium product, and you will have your best shot at a good pull in that box. So I hope you pull something. I hope you join it, because, you know, people join like the Fossil Break and stuff like that, but they hesitate to join something like Ancient Origins, like they don't know what they're getting into, or maybe it's just too expensive. I don't know. There goes my drink. As a person giving up his box of Ancient Origins, it feels like something very valuable sort of slipping between your fingers. Why would you want to sell something that is almost guaranteed to go up in price? You know, almost guaranteed. There is no way that the final price on the Ancient Origins box is a, 4.7, because you just look at the pulls. The pulls themselves are insanity, and they sell for so much money. There's a Mega Rayquaza in that set, full art Mega Rayquaza, and I think that card alone is like 2.4 thousand. But yet, there's like so many more pulls like that in the box. It's one of the best. If you didn't know this about XY Era, I memorized all the pulls from XY Era. Ancient Origins and Roaring Skies rank at the very top for best pulls. Very top. Mr. makes me thirsty every time he sips his drink. Epstein is an illusion. Austin, I agree with that. Nothing to see here. Move along. Epstein who? Yeah, exactly. All right, let's grab this. Ooh, I don't know about this. Look at this card. That is one sexy Topps card. So this is called a Sparkle Topps card. They're very, you can see they're like on another tier. Like this is nice, but this is only $4.50, and it's a Series 1 Teardrop Clefairy. Very nice. Pop 14. That's across all print waves, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Pop 14 is nothing. It means that this Clefairy's real population might be 1, 2, or 3. Now this guy is a whole different product. That's a Topps Chrome Sparkle card, kind of like a Chase card from the Chrome set. And they just have a whole nother level of eye grabbing. These two come from the same set. This is a simple Spectra. This is the Chrome. I think I like Chrome much better than Techno. Techno is considered more rare, but Chrome is more eye-catching. So there's a Cubone from it. I don't know. Should I ever sell that? I paid a lot of money for that Cubone. I think I paid about $1,000 for it. What did I pay for that? Or was it more like it was $1,000 last time I checked? Cubone, cheap, affordable, so cheap, so affordable. Here it is. Yes, I myself paid about $1,000 for that Cubone. That was a very premium price. And sometimes when you want a card, you pay a premium price. That's what you do. Let's see. Cubone. There is no Sparkle Cubone at all. Here's a Techno PSA 9, and they want $3,000 for it. That's a PSA 9, though. What the heck? So for Cubone collectors, this is the top of the mountain. This is the cream of the crop. This is as good as it probably gets. There's only a couple other really good Cubone cards. I don't really know what you would price that at. I think that's the kind of card you just hold on to in your personal collection a little longer. It's available for somebody who wants to contact me and try to steal it from me with a good deal, but I don't think we'll be placing him up on the table. We'll just let you know he exists. My local card shop got robbed last night. They stole a first edition Shadowless Charizard graded 8.5 sealed first edition base set and a lot more. That's why we got guns, we got vases, we got outdoor cameras, we got indoor alarm cameras. We got it all. We are super fortified over here, and we almost never leave our homes, and we sleep in different shifts. Yeah, people are stealing Pokemon cards. Why not? Scumbags. Hope they get caught and they go to jail for a very long time. Here we are. There we go. Scumbags. No different than if they broke into, a local mom and pop shop. Maybe they sell jewelry or something, and they stole all the jewelry. And then that person who was running a nice thing is just maybe out of business. So wrong. So wrong in so many ways. Absolutely outrageous. Pokemon cards getting targeted by thieves. Super outrageous. Do you have a system in place for pricing low pop cards with a very little sales history? Not really. It's just intuition. In the end of the day, a price is just what you and I agree on. So you can show me a number and I'll say, I think that's a good number. For example, I have a Umbreon I acquired back in January of 2025 at a very good price, by the way. I bought the Sandstorm Reverse Hollow Umbreon. You can't get him as a standard hollow. He's not in that set as a standard hollow. He's only a reverse hollow. And so I got him for like $600 or something. It was some ridiculous low price because no one knows about the card. No one pays attention to Sandstorm. And I was like, it's got an Umbreon in it. You know that, right? So I got the Sandstorm Umbreon. And then I had a guy reach out, and I think he offered like $3K on it. And I could have just accepted that. But if I had done that, that would have been a huge mistake. Because when you look at Umbreon prices for vintage Umbreons, they're just going higher and higher and higher. Let's see if I can find that real fast. So Umbreon's one of the heaviest appreciating cards right now. And he's at prices that are unbelievable. Here it is. Okay, so I got him for just $800. That's the Sandstorm Reverse Hollow Rare. That's pretty freaking good for $800. He has an exceptionally low population, and the Sandstorm packs are very expensive. So I countered and I told the guy, look, I kind of want $4,000 for it because I feel like it's going to reach $4,000 in no time. And he just kind of laughed at me. He's like, you'll never give $4,000 for this? I was like, there's no hollow version in the set. It's only reverse hollow. And it's like pop 25. It's actually an extremely rare WOTC era Umbreon. So I was telling him this, and he was just, he was like, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I swear to God, that Sandstorm Umbreon today, I could probably ask $6,000 at this point. Because you see other Umbreons in a similar category reaching those prices. Just unbelievable prices. I mean, it's WOTC era English, and it's pop like, I don't remember. It's like pop 25. Let me go grab it. I'll be back. Anyway, so he kind of laughed in my face, and I immediately felt like it was an emotional pressure tactic. I was like, okay, I'm not that crazy. One day he'll take breaks and re-chat. If I'm on a monologue, I'm just going to keep going, okay, Six? So here it is. There's a little piece of hair stuck in there, a little cat hair or something. Look at that. Well, that's not a cat hair. That must be a scratch in the sleeve. Maybe I'll get a new sleeve. It says here I got it for $750. Looks like there was one for sale on $625 for $2.5, but it's gone now then, huh? That's really interesting. So there it is. Mister, I want that card. He likes his TED Talk. Sandstorm isn't WOTC's Nintendo. You're correct. I think what I meant to say is that it's proper vintage from the Gold Star era. You just say, like this card here, for example, which I just acquired. So you just end up saying WOTC. I didn't mean WOTC. You're correct. You're correct. WOTC era ends with Sky Ridge. You are. Didn't WOTC actually sue Nintendo when Nintendo took the rights back? People leave if they don't get a question answered. I would have to say they should go ahead and leave then. Here we are. Because I'm not going to stop my talks. Here we are. You guys can complain about it if you like. Here it is. Could I slab away 3 packs of Ancient Origin? Absolutely. I stopped collecting when the Legendary set released. I thought Pokemon was going to continually print redos of base set. I was wrong. Here we are. All right. Mr. Just Rambling Like Crazy. That is how I've always talked. I don't know how you guys got onto the term rambling like crazy and all that. I think I've been talking this way for the entire time. So I don't know if you guys don't like it as much when I talk now or something, but you guys got to stop that with the, he's a crazy old man rambling. Here we are. Very nice. When Mr. enters bad guy mode, you have to listen to the whole plan. Yeah, it is. I wasn't mad, Law. I knew he would get to it eventually. Yeah, exactly. Here we are. There's no orders in the queue, by the way, so I can do pretty much whatever I want for this moment. Here we are. Very nice. And then it was written down as $750. We're going to write it down as $800. Gave it a nice sleeve because I think the last sleeve had a scratch on it. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I can just wrap up the stream right here. There's no orders in the queue. The stream's pretty much over until there's an order. Here we are. So we're just having a nice conversation because we can have a nice conversation. I can just hit the off button on the stream and go work on something. Here we are. All right. Very nice. I can listen to him all day. Smart guy does his research. Haha, he yelled at you guys. Don't get Mr. mad now. Mister, have you ever had to go to the bathroom mid-stream? Yeah, I've done that a lot. I go take like a minute or two to go leak the one-eyed lizard. I've never gone number 2. So I never go to number 2. That would be gross. So, but that's because, I just don't schedule my meals that way, I guess. I'm not mad at Rainbow. I'm upset that you don't take breaks to check chat. I hear you. Your passion on various topics is entertaining. I'm not complaining. You got to stop using the word ramble, though, guys. It's I got to be able to have a conversation and not feel like you're trying, or just talk about a story or whatever it is. Rambling would be like, and then Obama, he was the Black Pope, 666, the year of the dragon. And that was when the mark of the demon is going to be placed on your forehead, and they'll be able to scan it. That's what my pastor said. That's a ramble. That's a ramble. Is Umbreon going up for sale? You can just watch chat while you talk like that, to be honest. You really cannot, Tammy. You cannot, if you're trying to recall a long story, you cannot easily read chat. I mean, I'm the one doing the talking, so I can just tell you it doesn't work that way. It is Mark of the Beast, Angry Tar, Angry Tar, Angry Tar. You're coherent. Now I'm angry. Now, no, that's incoherent rambling. I'm pissed. Black Obama as opposed to what other kind of Obama? Shots fired. Here we go. Actually, we do have an order from Chris Abruzzo. Give me a second. So, Mr. Chris, let's see. Here's Mr. Chris, and he says, slab away 3 packs of Ancient Origins. You got it, man. So Chris is 1, 2, 3. Oops. Ba-doop, ba-doop. All right, very nice. Chris Abruzzo. Very good. Time to get popcorn. Oof, that's on you then. Why did it do that? Pokemoji's not working for me. Why did it do that? Pokemoji's not working for me. Angry Tar, Angry Tar, Angry Tar, Angry Tar. It says you have a bunch of semicolons right before the Angry Tar. Maybe that has something to do with it. Okay, there we go, Chris. And I believe we have to do this. S. Okay. And let me go mark this. So, Chris, as you recall, when it comes to slab away booster packs, there's no slab away fee at all. So you get to just put them away and immediately pay them down. However, there is one rule that is special for box breaks. You have to have it paid off before the box fills up, okay? So keep that in mind because you don't know how fast the box could fill up. They could fill up very rapidly all of a sudden. Okay, box break, Ancient Origins. We're going to go in here, and we're going to say Chris Abruzzo. And it's going to say 3 packs. And it's going to say 175 times 3. So it's going to start at 525. And then you sent 40, so the entire 40 is going to go toward the 525. There it is, 485. Boom. What do you mean before the box fills up? So basically when spot number 36 sells, what will happen is anyone who has unfinished slab-aways on this booster box, those become available for purchase by anyone. So see how Nathan Gordon has a pack? Someone else can buy his pack away from him, and his money would be refunded, or it would be turned into a store credit, whatever it is. So Nathan Gordon locked his pack away at $128. So this pack is in slab away at $128. That was the old price. And so he's got that locked up, but he's got to pay it off. If he doesn't pay it off and someone takes spot number 36, then whoever has the most money left on their booster packs to pay off, that becomes the next one to sell. So I just warned people that's how it works when you slab away one of these vintage box break packs. That is insane that 2015 is considered vintage. Now I feel old. Some people are not calling it vintage. I've used the word vintage. Some people are calling it. Let's see. There's vintage, modern, and middle. Some people are calling it middle. So I've heard that term a couple times. 25 years is vintage. Yeah, I've also heard definitions that 20 years is vintage. So I've heard that as well. Think of like, so if it was 25 years, that would mean that the Gold Star cards are in fact not vintage cards because they're not old enough for 25. They're like 20 years old. That also means like Diamond Pearl. That's not vintage. So, it's kind of it's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing. I think that vintage is kind of an abstract idea, and you might have different definitions for it. Like, okay, this is vintage, and Diamond Pearl is what? Old. Not vintage, though, but it is old. 2015 is vintage. Deal with it. 25 is 10 years ago. 10 years from 2015, EX Deoxys came out, and no one said EX Deoxys wasn't vintage back then. What? Is that Spectra 10 Squirtle? Yes, that is a Spectra 10 Squirtle. He's a red price, though, because I think we should hold him and turn him into a break. But you can buy him instead of letting me turn it into a break. I think he'd be a great break. We're just waiting for break openings to occur, okay? Okay, I consider anything older than XY era vintage in terms of Pokemon. The price just goes crazy from then on. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. The price for the XY era is going crazy. Again, especially because XY era is like the next set to become very expensive. I think it already has. But for a while, it was very affordable. Like the Ancient Origins box, at the beginning of 2025, the Ancient Origin box was like $1,000. That's all it cost. It was just about $1,000. Cost very little, in fact. It was very affordable. And now you go, now you go back in. Give me a second. So it's Ancient Origins booster. Origins booster box. You go back in, and now the cheapest one is 4.7. 4.7. I bought my, wait a second. Is that Russian? No, that's not Russian. Okay. I bought my first rocket box when we first got it started. I bought my first one for was it 2,000? Yeah, for like 2.4 thousand. And then I think I bought the next one for like 4,000. And so for that to be 4.7 shows you the whole hobby's changed over time. It's really changed. So there's that Umbreon. I wanted a chance to show that. I was talking about how a guy was kind of pressuring me into selling him for, I think, around 3,000. And I kept telling him no. And I kept telling him, I really think it's more like a $4,000 card. And I'm really glad that we didn't reach a deal because I feel like that's a card that will continue to appreciate over time. We are. I'm doing so well on XY investment. It's nuts, kind of scary, but I'm going to keep hodling. Yeah, exactly. Keep hodling on the XY era. How much is a Roaring Skies box? Because I got a decent chunk of those too. Roaring Skies was another thing I really liked. I told you guys all the time about Roaring Skies. And it looks like Roaring Skies boxes are the cheapest Roaring Skies, buy it now, 3,000. No, 2.8. 2.8 thousand for a Roaring box now. That is just incredible. Wow. It's really shocking. It's really shocking what is happening right now. And I think it probably just goes up. I really do. And I feel really good because on this channel, we opened so much Ancient Origins and so much Roaring Skies before it reached that price. So I feel really glad to have provided that and to have encouraged you guys to pick up some of that, whether you bought some from me or whether you went straight to eBay. But I'm glad that we sort of worked on that together and that I shared my thoughts on, why, in particular, I thought Roaring Skies and Ancient Origins were unusually good from that time period. Mr. Check out Obsidian Flames ETBs going for over 100. Oh my God, I don't even want to see it, dude. I see women on my Facebook buy Pokemon now through their stories now. They used to just show makeup. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it's a very crazy moment for the hobby, especially when you see companies like Dick's Sporting Goods selling at the scalper price. Shocking, just shocking. I don't know what to think. I mean, they're like a major retailer. How did they even get a hold of the product? And why are they selling it for so much? Why would they sell it so above the market price? All right. So that is done. Ancient Origins slabbed away. Now we have Mr. Savannah with So. He wants into the box battle. The box battle is complete. Let's move these off to the side. Let's pull these up. There we go. And Some YouTubers I watch are now waiting in line for Pokemon. I don't know, man. I don't know. Somebody got stabbed waiting in line for Pokemon. Oops. I mean, is it just a fad? Is it just a fad? There you go, Savannah with the So. Thank you so much. Is it just a fad? Will it die back down? I felt like it was a fad when Logan Paul was part of it, you know? Oh, I need to get the booster packs ready, actually. Here, let's grab these booster packs. I thought it was a fad when Logan Paul was doing it. I was like, all right, this is definitely a fad right now. Now, it wasn't really triggered by Logan Paul or anything in particular. This time, there's no COVID checks. No one's locked up for COVID. We are. Very nice. Mister, what's your thoughts on the best ETBs for Scarlet Violet E? Well, I don't really buy ETBs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But, you know, some ETBs have unusually good ARs in them, like the Obsidian Flame one with the Charmander. That's a really nice... I just bought that, didn't I? I just bought that Charmander. My Charmander was what? Was it 2,000? I think I just bought that Charmander for 2,000, which to me, again, is just an absolutely unfair, crazy price. Charmander. But I was like, I don't know where it goes from here. Yeah, I bought mine for 1.8. 1.8 on that Charmander. And so I'd have been better off buying it way sooner, but I just didn't do it. I didn't know about it. I'd heard about it. Would you accept one of those Squirtles for 5 fun Tootsie Packs? Oh, you would like to do a trade. You want to give me your Squirtle in exchange for 5 Final Fantasy packs. That's something we could definitely talk about for sure if you want to send me a DM. All right. Give me a number, guys. I believe we are finally starting to head into a very special era in Pokemon. Retro Modern has arrived. Fun pussy. I have 2 prismatic ETBs, 1 Fusion Strike, 1 Evolving Skies. All right, so Austin says 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. All right. Very nice. Here are these. Okay. Okay, now give me a number. Have all the golden chocobos been pulled yet? Doubt it. Doubt it. No, they haven't, because we've got one in one of our boxes right now. If the next gen has good Pokemon, then it will explode. Oh, that's an interesting point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's actually Scarlet Violet's doing well, despite the fact that Scarlet Violet was looked at sort of as a weak contender with the glitchy, sort of laggy game. Tammy, ready, Tammy? All right, cold this time. 6. Cold this time, I'm sorry. Here's Chris. Chris. Ooh, oh, he's using hypnosis on you. And Savannarith, our friend Savannarith. Could it be you? Ha. Last but not least, Beatrice. Sorry, Beatrice. All right, so there we have it. Savannarith taking a double box of Gem 2. Okay. Putting these over here. To ask, that would essentially be asking, have all the magic packs been opened? Celebrations of Pokemon Go are next. Pokemon Go next to blow up? Why do you say that? Well, Pokemon Go already kind of blew up. It doubled in price. Pokemon Go did. It's got solid hollows. Pokemon Go is an interesting set because if you are not paying attention to it, the holographic cards in that set have stamps. They have stamps on the hollows. So I don't know. Nobody really talks about that. I noticed that. I've got a bunch of it. And so I'm also just kind of waiting for that to blow up a little bit. Yeah, they have stamps on them. They look really nice. And so when it comes to the hits, you got an Alt-Art Mewtwo. He's decent. But here's another thing a lot of people don't talk about with that set. It's the Ditto. The Ditto is a very strange sticker mechanic. You have to peel a sticker off the top of the Ditto in order to get the Ditto from underneath. And then there's almost none of those graded 10 with PSA. Almost none. The population's ridiculously low. It's like 100 or something. And for a modern set, to have a population of like 100 is nothing. He's never for sale. And I guarantee you that card's going to turn into some sort of $4,000 or $5,000 card. And then everyone's going to want Pokemon Go. That's what's going to happen. And people are going to be grading like the, Pokemon Go Charizard Hollows. All right. So, Savannarith, your lucky day. You got 2 boxes of Gem 2. We thank everyone in the break. There it is. Let's get going. This is Gem 2. Gem 2 jumped in price by almost $200 per case over dinner time. Crazy. Does it stop? Does it slow down there? What happens next? I don't know. The cat's out of the bag. I didn't know it was like this. My Crown Zenith ETBs are 200. I can only imagine what Prismatic will do. Yeah, I stocked up on some spare Prismatic because I don't know what it'll do either. But Pokemon's still printing 151. They printed the Blooming Waters. That was this year, even though 151 came out a while ago. So it's quite possible they do something similar with Prismatic. And so I wouldn't get too crazy headed about anything right now. I just kind of be, okay, I'll get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then just leave it alone, you know. I wouldn't, it's too dangerous in my opinion. It's too dangerous because you don't know if Pokemon's going to print tons more Prismatic. Bonkers more. If they don't change the pull rates, though, that's a big deal. All right, here goes Savannarith. Yo, Sun and Moon Alt-Arts are the way to go. Oh, yeah, there's some good ones. There's some really good ones. Here we are. Here we are. I bought an Arceus Dialga Palkia for $100. Now that thing is 400 raw. That's times 4. Real estate didn't do that. Gold sure as hell didn't do that. Crypto mostly didn't do that. It mostly didn't. If you're just comparing it to like Bitcoin, Ethereum, real staples of the Bitcoin, you know, products. Bonds obviously don't do that. What asset quadruples in price in a year like that? Just collectibles. It's a highly speculative market, which can see super high bubbles form, super high market highs, just Pokemon. It's a really crazy thing. And it happened before with Logan Paul during COVID. It's happening again. This time, no checks were issued. This time, no Logan Paul super virality, no lockdown. So what does it all mean? I don't know what it means. Is it just going to go higher now? I don't know. I don't know what happens next. Are there a bunch of Chinese investors going, hey, man, Americans love Pokemon. I'm going to buy some of that. That seems to be a really stable collectibles market with only potential to grow. So what's going on? I don't know. All right, here goes. Savannarith. So you got 2 boxes of this coming right up. We got Sylveon. Prismatic's going down. Wait to buy it. It will be MSRP. It's still in print, for God's sake. I don't think anything's going to be MSRP for a while. Do you guys think anything's going to be MSRP? I feel like nothing is going to be MSRP because the moment it hits MSRP, everyone's going to run out and buy it, whether to open it, whether to resell it, whether to put it in a closet for 20 years. They're going to run out and buy it if it hits MSRP, for sure. I mean, 151 was reprinted years later. Again, Blooming Waters. And there were these viral videos coming out. Oh, picking up Leafeon. All right. Congratulations, Savannarith. It was all worth it, man. Check that out, guys. Very pretty. Look at that Leafeon. All right. Whew. Handed out a Leafeon tonight. That feels good. So we saw those viral videos of people, you know, body slamming each other over a simple cart of 151 Blooming Waters at Costco. It was just crazy, right? They have to have like guards and stuff now and rules, and everyone's got to stand in line and get a number now. And the line to get in could wrap around the block just to get in for some Blooming Waters. That was Blooming Waters. That was years later. So, I mean, it's quite possible they do something similar with Prismatic where they print it over and over. But that doesn't mean it'll ever hit MSRP. That doesn't mean that people won't wrap around the corner to try to acquire some. I don't think there will be more Prismatic. The generation is ending soon. Well, you know, Evolving Skies was very popular, and they reprinted that a couple times. Yet another thing they reprinted like crazy, Hidden Fates. Hidden Fates was reprinted so much. They reprinted that set like crazy. So Hidden Fates got printed so heavily that the SV49 Charizard really did not perform like you would hope he would perform. I got one recently, and he's like a $1.2 thousand card. He should be like 2 or 3 or 4,000 if you compare him to what the Sword and Shield cards did, but he just didn't go up that way. Maybe he will eventually. He is a very nostalgic card. I don't want to miss out on having him, so I went and I snatched one. But it was a good thing I didn't have too much money wrapped up in him for too long, because he really did not rise in price. So that's a very important thing to acknowledge, that not all the cards are double, tripling, quadrupling in price. It's just the right cards are going up that much. And SV49 Charizard, my bet is he was somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for? Stifled? He was somewhat stifled by the enormous amount of reprints that were done on that set, combined with his hard pull rate and the, the sort of unusually high price of the booster packs as well. So we see something similar to that with Prismatic. Prismatic is this set with very high prices. Now Hidden Fates ETB is like 500. Prismatic is so overrated. The pulls are tragic. Here it is. I don't know if it's overrated. I think it's really cool. Here it is. I think it's, you know what it is? I think we're all scarred by it. I think we're all scarred by the impossibility of pulling a good SAR. Mr. 2 years after pandemic, I decided to buy sealed products and singles. They gave me the opportunity to stack a product and just look away. Now it's all tripled in price. I know, you're preaching to the choir, man. You're in the exact group that would have been talking about the possibility of that occurring. We are. If there is no Pokemon at MSRP, kids can't get it. And if they can't get it, who's going to buy your precious investment in years' time? Not the kids who couldn't get any cards in stores. Pray for MSRP. I don't mind MSRP. Like, I'm not actually... It's not a celebration for me that it never reached MSRP again or something like that. That's not my goal or anything. I don't have a goal like that. My point is that the market's too hot. I just think it's too hot. The market needs to cool down again somehow. And I don't know when that could occur. I don't feel like it's about to occur. I think it will occur, but I don't think it's about to occur. It's too hot right now. People have to get bored of Pokemon card collecting and just get out of it or something. Here's Sylveon. The market's going to get hotter. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. They're all saying, oh, it's going to get hotter with the Celebrations 30, 30th anniversary. I don't know. I've watched so many people open it. I've never had any desire to open it. Terra Festival is way more fun to rip. Ooh. Well, we're having fun opening Gem 2, aren't we? Gem 2 is pretty fun. Here's Vaporeon. And here is Vaporeon. Very nice. Okay, Savannah Rift, you got a whole bunch of these, and you got one of these. All right. That is a whole lot of Chinese hollows. Let's find your bag. I wonder what all these hollows are worth. Here we are. This is the worst time to start collecting, but it is the best time to start learning about the hobby. You don't know that. See, that's the thing. You say it's the worst time. Maybe this is still the low point. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it goes higher. Who knows? The assumption is that it's gone up for a while, like the last 6 months, 7 months. It's gone way up. So how can that be sustainable? But what if it did just keep going, Like Bitcoin used to cost nothing in the past. Bitcoin used to cost very little. Now it's like 100,000 per Bitcoin. So to go from like $5 to 100,000 is an appreciation rate that is unbeatable. I mean, it's definitely better than Pokemon if you look at the whole price history of Bitcoin. In the last year, Pokemon's had been the best performing, but in the last century, it's Bitcoin. So, when you look at that, it's kind of shocking. So who's to say Pokemon ever cools off at all? What if we're in the cool point? What if this is the cool point right now? And they were just severely underpriced in 2022, 3, and 4. Maybe they were just severely underpriced because everyone had lost faith in it. And with a much more confident market, maybe these are the prices that should have been occurring the whole time. Who knows? But so either story can occur in the future. It could be a story where prices continue to rise, or a story where people cool off. They say, all right, let's take a break from this. It's too crazy. I'm just going to go play some video games, blah, 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 Or, again, maybe it's a story where there's this burgeoning Chinese market, and investors from across the world are saying, look at Americans go nuts on those Pokemon cards. Now we got Chinese Pokemon cards. Let's go buy a bunch of those. And they're saying, hey, let's go buy up those English ones too. They do really well. Jen, what's up, Jen? She wants a pack of Final Fantasy. How are you tonight? It's nice to see you, Jennifer. We are. All right, so Jennifer, yeah, 1 pack of Final Fantasy. We're having a spirited conversation about the unusual, strong Pokemon market right now and what happens in the next quarter of the year. We're in quarter 3. We're heading toward quarter 4, which is the holidays. And I don't have an answer. I cannot say that I know or that I feel confident that Pokemon cards are going to crash, because it certainly doesn't feel that way. It feels like we're still on the way up. That's how it feels, because there's going to be, I think, more data points saying, hey, we reached crazy prices over and over again. Here's Jill. Shiva's dominant. But then again, we've got this new XY era set coming out in the style of XY era. Noctis, Lucis Calum. Ooh. So we just got a lot of this product in, Miss Jen. If you want to go deep at all tonight, we got plenty of Oh my God, dude. Look at this, Jen. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Jen, you just pulled a fantastic card. You're up now, Jen. You're actually up. You got 1 pack of Final Fantasy, and you're up now. Look at that. Crazy. All right. That's the Surge Cloud. Yeah. You know what's funny? The guy who had me open that pack earlier, who wanted a specific pack in the box, would have pulled this, because this was just in the front of the box. Oof. But that's part of RNG. You wouldn't have known that. Maybe him picking the 3rd pack would have given him the Cloud. He did get a nice Gabranth, I think, wasn't it? But this was the 1st pack in the box was Cloud. Wow. You just don't know. So it's a good thing, though, that it's randomized. That was fate that it happened that way. He was saving it for you, Jen. Here's Jill. Look at that. I can't wait for the next era to start. $318. That's a very nice Cloud. You just did very well on that, Jen. And that's before grading, because who knows what he'll be after grading. Here's Lifestream Blessing, Lightning, Security Sergeant, Astrologian. Is that Astrologian? Planisphere, Swamp. I love saying Swamp. Here's Vanille. You got a Surge Vanille, too. Not a bad pack at all. So you got Vanille, Jill, Cloud. Lots of cards here. These are the 400 ungraded. Thanks for saving it for me, whoever picked the other pack. I'm sure he was trying to get himself lucky, but it's funny how it works out that way, you know. Sorcerer Scheme, Barrett Wallace, Magitech, Blitz Ball, Rabanastre, and Aerith, Rescue Mission. So we saw this one the other night. I really like this one and think it ought to be graded. Take a look. It's got Cloud, Tifa, and what's his name? Garrett on it. Very cool. So I like that one. The Rescue Mission card. Oh, it's Barrett, not Garrett. Barrett. You know, it's weird. I didn't feel like there were a lot of full art Barrett cards in the Square Enix boxes. Maybe we just weren't opening the ones that had him in there. All right, here it is. All right. That was the wrong Cloud. There are 2 different ones. Oh, here it is. So this is the Mythic Rare, one-sided. Oh, by the way, he looks very nice on the back. You should grade this one, okay? You should grade that one. All right. Good. Boop. These Final Fantasy cards are nice. Yes, and so I got plenty of them so we can have fun times with Final Fantasy. Let's see. We also have plenty of the original Final Fantasy card collection. Not this Magic the Gathering licensed one, but the actual one owned by Square Enix. So that's under the Final Fantasy category on the menu for anyone who wants to take a shot at that as well. The packs are way more affordable over there. Did I actually put you in a box, Jen? What did we do with you last? I can't remember. I can't remember what we... Oh, you got a box. Perfect. Ta-da! Aha, the Jen box. What do you got in here, Jen? You got... that looks like Minecraft with a little bit of black-white. You've got some... Oh, yeah, some of these cheap Topps cards. You have some Topps Chrome X-Men. This appears to be some Pokemon... Yeah, that's a lot of the Pokemon action flips. By the way, we have some Lord of the Rings action flips now. And then here's some comments. Cool. So we'll put your stuff in here. Miss Jen. We are. It was nice of you to pop in. You never know. It's the OG 151 Pokemon again, I think. You never know, yeah. What do you think of the Pokemon card market today, Miss Jen? You opened a lot of cards with us, so you got a lot of cards. It's been going real crazy. Card prices are way, way, way up. I know you actually had some WOTC era boxes. You didn't sell any of those, right? You still holding on to those? There we go. Because all you had to do was not sell anything and it would be okay. Queen of Diamonds. My collection has gone up in price. Sweet! Here's Pocket Monsters Carddass. This is a gym break for the Sanrio character Kuromi. Two-sided card. Really nice. I'm surprised you guys finished a lot of Hello Kitty breaks, gym breaks. Not this one. It's strange because this one's a higher rarity and I think it looks very... it looks nice. It looks cartoonish. Looks like it, it tells a little story of this little guy flying around. So it's more, there's more action going on. Okay. I didn't sell it because I'm a hoarder. Guess that was lucky. You can tell your family, look, it's an investment. I was investing. Here we are. All right. Mom, Dad, it was an investment. All right. No, it's good because if they all went down in price, that would not look as good. You'd be like, yeah, I'm just a little crazy. I like to buy Pokemon. But since they all went up in price, you're like, I'm a 420 crypto sniper, and I got just the right thing. Here's 6 with 2 gem 2s. You got it. 6. You ready? All right. Very nice. My family still doesn't understand the cardboard hobby. Just show them the prices. They don't have to understand Pokemon cards themselves. Just show them the prices. Be like, this is what I paid, and this is what it goes for today. Ow. And if they see that big price change, they'll be like, all right. Here we are. What do we got? Oh, weird. You got like a reverse hollow energy card from the set. I don't even think about that very often. Okay, Sleeveon. Whee! My dad collects Pokemon now. That's so funny. You got adults who are not into Pokemon going, I wonder if I could get lucky in here or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's it can't last though, right? I don't know. It just can't go up infinitely. It's not how it works. It eventually reaches a peak and then slows down, and then when it slows down, people start selling. Ooh, the box battery. The Dark Energy Hollow is rare. He's a G. He bought all my original base set packs for me back in the 90s. Oh, cool, man. That's cool. So he was real familiar with Pokemon. All right. Well, look at that. We have no orders in the queue. We are pretty deep into the stream, but there's still time left if you guys want to place any orders at all. Here is our giveaway card for the night. You just have to type in TCC in the chat to participate. Let's give away a spot or two. Here's a spot for 6. 6 is going on. We're going to put Tammy on too, okay? Tammy helps a lot in the stream. Here you go, 6. And Tammy, because Tammy helps with the timestamps channel. I appreciate that. Here's Ruin, Mr. Ruin. Okay, Ruin. Smoking Sharp, that's J Sharp. We might allow this one to run into the next stream too, so they get a shot at it. So you guys get the first shot, and another group gets a second shot. That's Ivan. We're supposed to be working on pricing up pricey slabs tonight, which I've done that for a couple of them. We got to be pricing up these lovely... Here they are. We got to be pricing up these lovely... look at that. He was 320. He might still be 320. I don't know. Look how he's a bit more brown. That's how you know he's Canadian print. This is a Canadian print Blastoise. If you're from Canada and you like that, I wish the label said Canada, but it is 100% Canadian print. I know it is. I know exactly the box he came out of. I graded this myself. It is. Almost seems like there's a flaw on the surface of the card. They still gave it a 10. Let's go ahead and give it a sleeve. Mister, did you use my $9 credit for pack giveaway or apply to shipping? Oh, I don't know, Mr. Andy. When did you do that? Did you do that today or did you do it a while back? Here we are. If you did it a while back, I imagine I would have done it for shipping. I don't know if this needed a new sleeve. Maybe it did. So step number 1. I'm so sad I missed the Topps bandwagon. Not really. I would say Topps slabs are still unusually affordable compared to the rest of vintage Pokemon. Most vintage Pokemon, they're all over like $1,000 now. Tops is still in a sort of a price range that is like agreeable. So Blastoise here is 51, pop 51. And now let's say Tops Blastoise. Just sent for shipping. Sounds good. Are you international? I can't remember. I think you might be international. So here it is. Here is a Top Series 1, and there's one for sale internationally. I think I'm going to stick to that price we had on it earlier, the $320 price. Here we are. I don't know when I placed that on the card. There was no date on it. I feel like this has been up on the table recently, actually. So we're going to put that $320 on it. Okay, pop 51. Gosh, I feel like that could be a break too. I actually think that could be a very easy break. Yeah, let's save that as a break. I'm staring at it. I have a break box, so he's going to go into the break box. He wasn't in there before. Now he is. So now he's in queue to be broken for you guys. I like it when it's a very centrally loved Pokemon card with a certain price range of less than 15 spots, maybe. Hunter Tipton, shipping. You got it, Mr. Hunter. Let's get you set up. All right. Hunter is not international. Here's one bag. You didn't have any other bags, right? Good. Okay. Price of that Shining Steelix, please. I don't know. I'm struggling with whether to sell it or not. I actually wish I had not sold my Shining Noctowl. That's the one I'm missing. I could go out and buy the Shining Noctowl, and then I would have all of them. But I don't know. Maybe I should sell it. Let me go ahead and print this. All right. There we go. All right. Lovely. Good, 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 good. That's it. We have an empty queue. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? And so Alexis will be in for a round of shipping. Let's take a quick look at that Shining Steelix, shall we? He's just one of those cards I don't pick cards like that up anymore. Okay, I see him. There's a couple on the market, you know. We could take a ball of money and buy one off the market and get it. Let's see, what's the age on this one? This one's quite nice, actually. And this one's decent too. And they're all competing with each other. So let's see what we did here. Oops, I spelled that wrong. Who remembers Wellix? Does anyone remember Wellix? Bought that guy so long ago. What are the Versus collections doing? You know, the Versus collection has some cool cards other than the Umbreon in it. Wow, there's a lot of cards I'm not recognizing here. All right, so obviously the Versus Umbreon is some ridiculous price. Wow, I see the Charizard listed for 2,000. That can't be right, right? Versus Charizard. What? The Versus Charizard went all the way up to $2,000? That's nuts. We drilled a Versus Charizard back when it was like $600. That's crazy. We got to make a follow-up video on that. All right, so Versus, what comes to mind? Maybe the Steelix. Yeah, he stayed a similar looking price over time. That's fascinating. All right. The other day was the end of stream. You said next show. I was late to the daytime. You were deep in the order, so I sent a Discord message. So you had sent $9 for a giveaway or for shipping. I mean, I honestly cannot remember. If your stuff is still here, though, let's see, Andy Man. Was it Andy Man? Yeah. So let's see if your stuff is still here then. Here's an Andrew A. Martin. So I must have done the giveaway. We are. You can always go check that stream and just kind of click through it real fast. Just do a quick, what do they call that? Scrub? Do a quick scrub through. Ooh. So this is Merlin Series 2 Nido King. I'm a Nido King fan. I guess I haven't had that card for sale. Ooh. I paid $2,200 for that back in the day. You think that was a good purchase? He really was an underperforming card. Like, I overpaid for him. Think he's finally good now? Let's see. Topps Gengar. Oh, you can't even find one for sale. Let me check sold. No, this card performed poorly. I overpaid for him. That's how it worked. I overpaid for him. Back when I originally bought him, I said, this is a Gengar card. I want him at all costs. Oops. But that's what you do. You know, you overpay for some stuff. I don't regret having a Gengar in my collection. Let's take a quick look at those. So I have a couple of these. We used to host these as breaks, too. Why is this one so much more vibrant than the other one? Is it just the sleeve? Oh, it's the sleeve. Look at the difference the sleeve makes, guys. Crazy, huh? Watch. There we go. Yeah, those sleeves make a difference, man, when it comes to displaying the card. I was there, mister. You never did that for Andy. All right, Andy, you got $9 then. Here you are. 9 buckaroos. Topps Gengar. Are there any Topps Gengars? Just this weirdly overpriced one. So crazy out there, man. Oh, so this guy last sold for like $880. That's definitely an increase, because I think I was getting mine around $400. Oh, I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down on that one either. Wow, I didn't write it down on any of them. All right, well, that's interesting. We have this unusual Pikachu to sell. That's a perfect 10 on the Pikachu. It means they couldn't find a flaw on it. I'm not sure whether to test it with BGS first. I mean, it's a very clean card. Do it. Gengar's so rad. Here's another Tentacruel. That's right, I had 2 of them. And here's a Spectra Eevee. Wow. So we got more of these. We have more of these Topps cards to work our way through. We are not done with the Topps cards yet. And we got a little bit of them done today. We were talking a little bit about some of these cards as well. We have these wonderful Final Fantasy boxes with us now, so we can go deep on Final Fantasy. It's a great set. We've got the Gem 2s are a little pricier now. Very speculative set. I don't know what happens with them next. I'm a little nervous about them. Look at these guys. I collected these over the years. This guy was collected in 2022. That was 3 years ago. Rayquaza. What an ugly Rayquaza, man. And yet somebody would probably go nuts for him. Those Hidden Legend Melodics. So this one we just graded. That one was from our friend Mr. Brandon, and this one was the one I purchased. Emerald Groudon. Can you note it as prepaid shipping? Yes, sir. We can definitely do that. Pulled live. No, it wasn't live. It was a video. I made a video. Ditto Pikachu. This one went up, didn't it? Ditto Pikachu went nuts. I bought these a long, long time ago. After analyzing the Pokemon market, I concluded that the Gold Star era reverse holos were like undervalued. That was my conclusion. And so I said, all right, well, let's just go wildly spend money on Delta Species or something. So I just rolled out a big chunk of money, and that's what I did with my profits. I didn't pay down my home. I didn't buy anything particularly super nice for myself. I just rolled it into more Pokemon cards. These were kind of cheap back then. 780, 1,000, 1,000, 1,900. So that's what I did with my profits, was I rolled it into stuff like this, which I felt, again, was underpriced. When you looked at them, they didn't seem underpriced, right? Like, these were buy it now prices, top of the market for these cards. They didn't have proof that they were selling for a lot of money. There was no proof that these were going to be a flip. There was no proof of that. And I just looked at it and I said, it has to be a flip, right? Because it's Umbreon. The Delta Species packs are super expensive. It's too difficult to pull 10s out of Delta Species. The population's too low. And there's no boxes of Delta Species for sale. So when I was looking at it, I was going, it's got to be good. It's got to be. And I took a big gamble on that. And so now we'll see how it's going, if you can even find one, but I bet you can't. There might be one for sale for like some stupid price that nobody wants to pay. But I remember showing this off one day. All right, so here we go. Yes, exactly. So there is one for sale. Wow, even the Japanese one's like $1,000 right now. That's just too high. So check it out. There is one of these Delta Species Umbreons for sale for $10,000. What? Is anyone actually going to pay that? I don't think anyone would pay that. 30 viewed in the last 24 hours, 7 saves. Oh, it's Card Rush. I love Card Rush. I've seen that guy for years. That guy's real good at this. So, yeah, he's got one. He wants to sell it for $10,000. Card Rush. Always Card Rush. Yeah, we did not do bad on this. 780. I don't know. Maybe they could sell for 4,000. I did good. I got very lucky in the hobby. I was scribbing through the stream and refreshed to all these Umbreons. Very nice. Is the one on the far left different, or is it just the way the light hits? It's just the light, I'm sure. Card Rush getting hate right now. Oh, no, I like Card Rush. He's very tough. You can't get a deal from him. I used to try and haggle with him back in like 2019, 2020. We would haggle over Burning Shadows cards. And he was like, nope, I ain't dropping the price for you, no way. And I was like, but yeah. I remember one card in particular, I was haggling over Burning Shadows Muck. And he was just really tough. And I'm like, dude, it's Muck. Muck never goes up. And he's like, that's too bad. I ain't lowering the price. And I was like, all right. And then I bought it from him. All that haggling, and I just said, you got it your way. Whatever you want. Whatever price you want. And that's how I ended up with that Burning Shadows Muck, which then did sell. But he must have had a similar instinct that, wait a second, I think these are underpriced, not overpriced. Anyways, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I bought a couple cards from him over the years. Anytime I buy from that guy, he has like a top of the market price. He always seems to have an unusually rare card that I want, and is always extra expensive. And I go, oh man, that sounds like you, mister. I know. Well, he must have an instinct to have the right ones or something. You see what I'm saying? So he must know what to hold on to or something, or what to go get more of. For example, you go get more of it, and then you say, all right, well, this is for sale now. So I can't imagine Card Rush is doing too badly over the years. That guy's probably doing all right. All right, guys, I had a lot of fun. I think the stream is going to end here. It's 5:01 a.m. That's our Tuesday stream. A little bit slower tonight, but that's okay. It's a Tuesday, and we're in July. We had a nice daytime stream. It was pretty busy, and the nighttime stream wasn't actually that slow either. We had a number of orders to run through. I had a lot of fun with you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to be back on for the Wednesday daytime stream and the Wednesday nighttime stream. Join us, and don't forget, if you haven't smashed that subscribe button, to smash it, okay? Thank you, everyone. I'll see you there.